Ah, yes.
So what are we doing now? Because I know we're in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know where we're going.
We sent the message. Are we waiting for the prince to get healed and then taking him back?
What's that?
Yep. So we're going back to the temple to give the diamonds to Kessa to revive the prince. And then did we send a message to the palace yet?
We have not sent it yet.
Okay. So we need to send a message to the palace to let them know they need to come get the prince because we don't have time to backtrack.
So we're getting the prince.
Or if we have to backtrack, then we need them to tell us that we have to backtrack first.
Yeah.
And we're also going to try to see if they'll, supply us with some, better gear, or at least some, money to get some better gear.
Yep.
If we're going to have to take down the show.
Yeah.
Right, because we also have reason to believe that he's gotten stronger since we last dealt with him.
And as far as Paul's concerned, I mean, he's of the opinion the job was to save the prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody said kill Cachet. They were just like, you have to go get the prince. So, as far as Paul's concerned, job done. I'm ready to get paid and go into the next job.
Right. Well, and Eden had offered to the lot of you that he would see if he could pay you. Well, to Paul specifically, that he would see if he could pay you to help him with this next bit because he has to go after Cochet for his god.
Yep. Paul's in. Job's a job. You didn't even have to negotiate price with him. You were just like, he was just like, sure, I'll take the job.
Like you do.
Yeah, Paul can't negotiate. So Paul just takes the job and assumes that he's going to get paid the right amount for it.
That's not shocking at all, given what we know of Paul. I also just realized that all of my stuff is spread out around me. I have a ferret sleeping in my lap, and I left my dice elsewhere. So I'm just going to use the digital roller on my phone, because I have ferret paralysis now.
My dice are downstairs, and I probably could go get them, but I'm not going to.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, you guys were on your way back to the corridor of the gods to let Kessa know that you have found the diamond. And yeah, so that is where we shall pick it up. You guys are still in transit. Is there anything beyond the RP that you wanted to that you guys already have done that you wanted to cover? Anything going on in the cart?
Paul's probably just probably tinkering with some stuff, and while he's just in transit, not really paying attention to the conversation because it's
anything
boring.
Specific he's trying to tinker with, build, whatever.
You know what? Yes. After seeing that really cool robotic humanoid creature,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to try to make a mini version of that, a clockwork toy that, the toys that wind up and then they do the little hop. When they hop, he's trying to make a version of that, that mimics that creature.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. I'll have you when you get to a good spot. Roll me with your proficiency, and I think I'll give you advantage with that because he was able to. You were able to get some decent info off of him.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good roll. 24.
Oh, nice. You make a really, really impressive little replica. I mean, it might not do all of the talking and all of that jazz, but it is a good-looking little mini facsimile of what you saw, and is quite artfully done. So now you have a little wind-up, little jumping robot thing. Yeah. Excellent. Anybody else doing anything en route?
Well, after putting on her beautiful new bracelet, I'm going to start working on a little gift for Paul to make amends.
So what are you making?
I want to make a little, like those flip books where you flip it really fast and it plays a cartoon.
Aw, yeah.
Of his boxing match.
Oh, awesome.
That he won.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a performance. You can argue something else if you'd like to, but that's...
No, that's good. I can do that.
I would definitely make sure you add your proficiency bonus for that, given that you paint and all that kind of stuff anyway.
That's not right. 17, 18, 19, 3, 4, 25. Yeah, that is right. 25.
Awesome. So yeah, that is a thing that you're able to kind of put together a little quick flip book. So Paul, you can either we can roll and see if you are persuaded to kind of soften with regards to your current state of distaste for Thea, or if you just feel like it would be your character to do one way or another, that's fine too. So you can roll it, or you can just go with what your intuition says.
I think it would really depend on how she presents it, honestly.
Well, I was gonna say, I was gonna gauge the mood. Like, if he's just staring daggers at me, I was gonna give it a day to chill out.
Fair.
Well, he's not acknowledging that you're even in the card.
Oh, he's giving you the silent treatment.
Yeah, he's focused on the toy that he is building.
Okay.
Straight up silent treatment. Sure.
I'm gonna wait a bit on it. I'm gonna sit on it for a minute.
Okay. All right. Sorry, just a second. I am looking for a name that I wrote down, and I can't find it. So that's okay. I'll make up another one if I have to. Just yeah. So you now have a little flip book, a little cartoon flip book, of his boxing match that's actually incredibly well done. You can make an actual cartoon out of this thing. We lost to Steven again. Yeah, so excellent. Teffin, are you taking notice of anything or doing anything specific while arriving?
Nope, just beyond keeping my eyes open for anything out of the ordinary or that might draw my attention. I'm basically just paying attention to the driving and headed wherever it is that we're headed. I think we were headed back to the corridor of the gods, I guess, or...
Yep.
Okay. Then, just keeping an eye out for pedestrians and, seeing what I can see, if anyone's, pointing or paying particular attention to us. That's the kind of thing I'm looking out for.
Okay. Yeah, it's... roll me a perception check.
Okay, perception.
There, I'm gonna have one.
13.
13. Pretty uneventful.
Okay.
You don't really see anything too crazy happening. It's not a biggie. Yeah. So you guys make your way back to the corridor of the gods. Eden, was there anything extra that you wanted to do?
No, he just spent the rest of the time writing in his journal.
Okay. So when you get there, you do see that it looks as though they are working towards kind of closing up shop for it's getting into, I think, late afternoon hours by this point, kind of into the evening. So they're still there, but are currently kind of working towards getting everything shut down for the evening. So you're able to go in. Eckert and Bim are still behind the counter with the elvish receptionist who's sitting behind there, who I don't know that I ever made a name for because I don't know if that one came up. Yeah. They're all still kind of manning their station up there as they sort through things and get ready to close for the evening.
I found it.
In the room that we were in that had, it was like the infirmary. You mentioned there was a few people in there. Were there any children in the infirmary?
No, there were not at that point any children in there. Now there could be now. You've been gone all day, so it's a possibility. But and this is a different place. This is not the. You are currently not at the temple. You're at where Kessa volunteers. But yeah, the infirmary at the temple did not have any children in it when you left.
And remind me what this volunteer place that she's at. What is it they do?
You never asked, so you don't know.
Fair. We did not. So are we heading? I'm a little confused. Are we heading towards the temple?
You went back to the corridor to tell Kessa that you have the diamond, as I understand it.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, unless I am incorrect in how I interpreted what was happening.
No, that makes total sense to me.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make it back there, no problem, and you manage to catch them before they've technically closed for the day. So
is the robot guy there still?
Yes, he is.
I bring the toy and hand it to him.
Here's you.
This is an excellent piece of craftswork.
Thanks. And then I walk to the other lady that we're doing the diamond stuff with.
All right. So Kessa is not up front.
Thanks, Woggle.
Yeah, Kessa is not currently up front, but yeah, you can ask for her if you want.
Yeah, I go to the elven lady and say, "Hey, where's the other lady we're looking for?"
She should be along shortly, but I can expedite her getting prepared to leave if it would serve you best.
I don't know if we need that, but if you wouldn't mind bringing her quickly, that would be great.
Okay. She just kind of smiles and nods and stands and goes back. It doesn't take very long this time because she's not in the middle of other work. She goes ahead and comes forward through the way of the doored off area in the back. And now I've completely forgotten if I did anything with her voice at all. So this might be two separate voices. We'll find out. I'll find out when I rewatch things later. It's fine.
She was Renethri, if it makes a difference.
Yeah. So it would probably be a kind of that same light ethnic accent. She sees you. I did not anticipate that I would see you again today. But it is good to see your faces again so soon.
We have the diamond ready to do the thing.
Oh, that was fast.
We had to raise some money first, but
you raised a significant sum in a very short period of time. But
well, we got things to do, so we're in a bit of a hurry.
Fair enough. Where is it that you have left my friend?
He's at the temple with all the food.
Temple of the Gods. Yep, that's food offerings.
Oh, the offerings. I see. All right then. I can accompany you there. I do not know if they will allow us to do the procedure there.
I mean, if we gotta, press the issue a little bit, I'd be happy to have a conversation with them.
When you say...
Hopefully we won't have to do that.
When he says press the issue, what is it he means?
I think you have a decent understanding of what he means.
I feel like I would prefer if you need to... We can change locations. So
it might be necessary for the spell to be efficient if we change locations.
I might be more comfortable if we were to...
Do you want us to bring the body here?
Not here.
I mean, we could just take him out front of the temple and just do it in the street. Would that be okay?
I was considering more, perhaps, my residence.
Well, that seems a little bit forward, but I guess we can meet you there.
Just smile and nod.
I will accompany you, and we shall see. If they allow me to do it there, then we will do it there. If not, we can take him back to my residence, and we can perform the ritual there.
Stefan, would it be all right if she rode up front with you, or how would you be most comfortable in the cart? In, on, around, on top, underneath?
It's a pretty cool cart. You should see the inside of it. I'll ride up front.
Oh, very well. I did not realize, although it would make sense for you to be this fast, that you had transportation other than your feet. But yes, I lead on.
All right, let's go. I'm smacking on the ass, and I start walking out.
She smacks who on the what?
Smack Eden on the ass and say, "Let's go."
Good game. Let's go.
Bim links arms with Kessa and leans over and kind of whispers into her ear, "Is that a tradition that is normal for those types of people?" "No, I believe he is just odd." And Bim accompanies Kessa along with you. So she'll...
the robot guy?
The humanoid-looking robot.
Okay.
Yeah. So she accompanies Kessa into the back of the cart, kind of helping her in and all of that jazz. So Paul and Teffin, you having any conversations on the reasonably short carriage ride?
Teffin's not, unless Paul says something first.
No, Paul is perfectly happy with the silence.
Like, quiet's good.
I mean, Paul's eating some jerky of some kind and offering it to Teffin, I'm sure. But
Cool. Bim and Kessa are both kind of examining all of the different little inner workings of the cart and whatnot. Kind of like vaguely impressed, at least. Kind of looking at all the machinations and figuring out how different things work. Are you guys asking anything, conversating at all?
Say to Eden as we're getting in the cart and Paul's up front, I'm saying, I really messed up with Paul. I'm on thin ice, so he is all yours for whatever is about to happen, because he's not going to take direction from me very well.
Yeah, I will stay close to him, don't worry.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry, it's fun. I have traveled with him for several years now. I am very used to it. I enjoy it, in fact. I'm
impressed.
He makes for good stories.
That's
You
fair.
you hear Kessa kind of like laugh under her breath at this.
And he is a good friend, despite his exterior. He is a good friend, and I am glad for his friendship.
His exterior is not the thing that I would have identified as the problem.
What he portrays as his exterior is what I mean.
I see.
His inner machinations I believe to be good.
I could be persuaded that that is a true statement.
It might take some persuading. I'm aware.
It is good that you are aware. It is a good thing to have friends that can speak for you when sometimes, man, I'm adopting his accent, and that's not what I meant to go for.
You could say that the character it picks up other people's accents when they're around each other.
Yeah.
In that case, that's going to be like every character I play that has an accent, because that's me. Yeah. I couldn't do it on command when I needed to, but that's okay. Yeah, that it is good that it is good that he has a friend such as you. I am sure that he is very lucky, and I hope he understands that that is true.
I kind of doubt it, but that's okay. Understanding is one of Paul's weaker sides.
I am so surprised. Totally deadpan. Anything beyond addressing being on thin ice?
I would ask Kessa, like, how is this like a surefire thing? Is there like a 50-50 shot that this isn't gonna work?
It is not guaranteed. It is a ritual that could fail depending on how far away the spirit is. If I have assistance, it can increase the chances of success, depending on the skills and talents that are offered as an assistance. It can also, with the help of others, it can also reduce some of the strain on me. Although it is not... There is no way to completely erase the fact that it is a sacrifice on my part. But it can ease it some. So, as I conduct the ritual, if any of you feel in some way equipped to offer help in some way or another, then I will tell you how to integrate that into what it is I am doing.
I don't know what I could do to help, but I'll give whatever assistance I can.
Sometimes even prayer can be helpful for those who are connected to a deity. It is sometimes useful. Sometimes even for those who are not, they can sometimes connect to something that is greater than them in the moment. And there are those who, for specific components, can offer their talents in craftsmanship, and sometimes that energy left behind, an offering of some variety, the energy of that offering can make a difference. Sometimes speaking the incantations along with me, if they understand the language well enough. There are things that, depending on a person's skill set, can be done.
Thea, I may have an idea. Have you used much of your store of magical energy for the day?
No, pretty good.
I like that as you were looking, you kind of turned into Beaker. I was watching your face going, I love that. It was like a perfectly little round upside down mouth. Just made me smile.
I mean, my Halloween costume this year.
Ooh. Knowing where your particular magical talents come from, we can perhaps combine that. I can maybe direct some of the energies of your magic through. You might also speak with him if that is something that you do. I don't know what your connection to him is, but we can perhaps channel that. Sideways.
Oh, what? Okay.
It may be a little bit. Maybe we try it right beforehand and see if we can make this work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll do whatever to help.
Appreciative of the assistance. About this time, because it's not that far. It's a few blocks up, you know. You're kind of slowing down, approaching the temple.
Okay, I'm going to jump out a little bit before and run ahead so that I can get there before Paul does. I will see you all in a moment. And Edie's gonna jump out while it's still moving and run.
You just hear kind of Bim is computing there. It's like, there was a very, very high probability that could have gone wrong. That was a risky maneuver. Actually, roll me an acrobatics check, Eden. You're jumping out of a moving vehicle, even though it's not moving incredibly fast. It's not going to be a terribly detrimental thing if you fail, but you're at least gonna biff it real good.
Just gonna reach over and do a guidance.
As you shove him out.
Let's push.
My buddy just sighed, and it was really pathetic.
Being slow. D20. It's just sitting here waiting. Oh, there it is. D20.
Thinking.
Plus... You said acrobatics?
Yes.
Okay. Plus 3. Plus a D4. 15.
It's not your most stable landing, but it's not bad either. You don't really trip or anything like that. It does take a couple of steps for you to get, like, your center of gravity back underneath you so that you have a little bit more control of the direction you're going. But not bad. So yeah, you're able to...
I'm at 30, so it's good.
So you run like past the car?
Yep.
Like, how fast are you moving?
Like 60 feet. Like, you could definitely outpace me if you get off the car.
No, it's not about outpacing you. It's about, do I think you're in trouble?
Oh, no, he'll like wave. I'll see you there.
I look at Tevin and be like, what's he in a hurry for?
I have no idea.
So, you guys all pull in. What are you doing ahead of time, Eden?
So he's just gonna like sprint as fast as he can to get there because he wants to like smooth things over as best.
It kind of looks like he's in the red light district, and I'm not totally sure why.
Actually, I was looking at the other. I don't know if it's their connection or mine, but the Baldwins are very pixelated right now.
I don't know.
That's going to be our Halloween costume.
What's
being pixelated?
The
3 pixels.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. All right.
So he's gonna like sprint in, and so he's gonna be like hands on his knees, catching his breath per second in the doorway in front of everybody, and then he's gonna try to like straighten up and like nobody saw that, and then he's gonna walk back to the infirmary room where they were before.
So the red tiefling cleric is still there, kind of just caring for the bodies as best he can. Like, he has mended them at this point. And the one who doesn't have a tongue is kind of like there helping and like mending some of the clothing that's been all messed up and things like that, just trying to prepare better. You can also tell they don't smell as bad as they did. You gather that there has at least been spell cast upon them to stay their rate of decomposition. So yeah, they are
pickles.
Now it just smells like pickles instead of pickles and rotting flesh. So, you know, it's a start.
Preferable.
It's an improvement. It's an improvement.
Prince is never going to get that smell out.
No.
Yeah.
He's vinegar for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Yeah. Just life is one giant pickle for him from now on. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, you've you managed to go in, and he kind of starts as you.
Hello. Yes. Sorry. A little winded. I don't run very often.
Are you alright?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. They're coming.
Oh,
we have
okay.
the stuff for this spell. Will it be a problem to bring him back in here? If it makes a difference, I don't believe that Death has any problem with it.
You
I asked.
Don't? Oh. Well, then. Roll me a persuasion.
To make them convinced you're not a crazy person?
I asked Death. She said it was fine.
Checked in. It's okay.
Persuasion. Okay. +8.
Oh, wow.
15.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what? That was a low roll for you. So what are you saying to persuade him that you're not a crazy person? Let me see.
I don't think he was saying anything particularly. Like, that's all he said is like, I asked
all.
This. It's fine.
Okay, gotcha.
So they may still think I'm a crazy person.
Oh, wow. I just got the little message on yeah, that was on your side, Stephen.
Yeah, I didn't see anything like that.
It's pretty though. It's very colorful.
I don't know how we're going to pull that off for Halloween now.
Good luck.
Don't question my talents.
Oh, well, I believe in you. Oh, dude, I didn't realize my roller app does that. I can shake it and it. Sorry.
Rolls the dice.
Yep. Sorry. That's neat. So yeah, you're persuasive enough to convince him. He looks at you for a moment as though he might think that you're insane, but seeing the sincerity and just the matter-of-factness with which you deliver this line, he seems convinced. It's like, well, if you have asked, then...
I mean, in fairness, I didn't ask about this place specifically. I just asked if they would be all right with it in general. So
Well, one of the reasons that we do not necessarily partake of any kinds of such spells ourselves is to make sure that we are steering very, very well clear away from intervening where he does not want us intervening. So,
understandably, yes. That is why I asked as well. It was something that was on my conscience. It's a fine line.
yes, if you have asked and we are not the ones who are actually doing the ceremony, sure.
That does my heart good, especially. You remember the short one? He's
Yes.
a little prickly tonight, so better if we don't have to like.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Very well. Yes. Yeah. Bring what you need in, and I assume Kesa, and we will do it here then.
All right. I'll step out. I ran ahead because again, prickly pear, and you know, I didn't want him to cause problems. You don't deserve the problems that he causes.
He kind of nudges the other one. It's like, perhaps clear the food offerings away from the statues. What's that?
Have we arrived yet?
Actually, you'd probably be coming in at about nowish. It'll take you a second to
clear the offerings, and it's like in his mouth.
Yeah. I'm going back to the offerings and picking up some food, dropping some more coin.
And I assume you're not being stealthy about this because you haven't figured out that that's not appropriate.
Not stealthy at all. Just walking over, dropping some coin, picking up something that looks delicious.
So of course, since the fellow that he sent out is the one that doesn't have a tongue, you just kind of hear this from the back, and at this point you've already kind of eaten some of it, and you just kind of see this cleric in the back doing this number.
I offer, I break off a little bit of it and offer it to him.
Yeah.
No. Do you want it or not? I mean, just tell me yes or no.
Offering.
No, it's delicious.
Okay. He just kind of gives up.
And I point not subtly and be like,
What? Sorry, what was it?
Like, what's wrong with this guy?
He looks at you terribly offended. Like,
from behind Paul, I'm just like.
So Eden will speak out and
oh wait, I think I just hit the little microphone-y thing. 1 second.
I also offer some to.
I mean, we can still hear you.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We never lost you.
Okay.
I also would offer some food to the lady that came. I can't remember her name, but the lady that's coming to do the spell with us.
Kessa.
Yes.
So that you are aware, that is an offering someone has left for the gods that they have baked themselves. For the gods.
What do the gods need this for? They don't eat food.
Do they?
It's a reasonable point. I think the sentiment is the important part. It makes them feel closer to God somehow. More so than, being for the god themselves. It's for the person sacrificing time and intention.
Eden will just sort of like wave you guys in. And
I tilt my head a little bit. Sediment?
Sentiment. Sentiment. Like the feeling. The feeling.
It's like a metaphor.
Just became Italian. It's a symbol. It's a symbol of.
No, it's just bread.
This is a battle I will lose.
It's like
she
a
just
metaphor.
keeps walking.
Yes.
Are we sure this lady's the right person? Because she doesn't know what bread is.
I mean, if the gods don't eat, they may not know what bread is. And so she then becomes more like a god if she doesn't know what bread is. So probably the right person.
Well, okay. Well, you guys know this magic stuff better than I do. I don't know.
Oh, that's amazing.
I walk over to the horse that draws the cart, and I'm just going to start speaking with the horse while everybody else is doing their magic stuff.
All right.
Y'all
All
gonna
right.
come in and watch us bring a pickle back to life?
No, this is magic stuff. I don't get magic stuff. You guys do the magic stuff.
It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, so is tacos.
That's, I
Can
mean,
you talk to a horse?
Yes, I cast speak with animals, and I go talk to the horse. Yeah, but I don't understand that it's magic. I just innately have the ability to do it.
I feel like this is everything in Keith's campaign. It's just like, I don't have magic. Everything you're doing is magic.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nah.
That's not me, man.
I don't get that it's magic. I just believe I just can talk to animals.
Like, magic is illegal in Keith's world that we're playing in right now, and it's like everybody in this whole freaking campaign has magic and refuses to acknowledge that they have magic. And it's not like, it's not one of those things that it's like, oh no, I have magic and I'm hiding it. It's, this isn't magic. That's just a thing I do. Yep.
Yep.
That's Paul. Like, no, I just can talk with animals. That's all. It's fine.
You don't talk to animals?
Weirdos.
Not everybody can talk to animals. I see people talking to their animals all the time.
Sweet little snuggle noodle.
See, the dungeon master talks to her animal.
All the time. He's deaf and I talk to him all the time.
Yep. Can confirm.
Yep. I talk to him like he's
do
people
it
and he
too.
can't even hear.
It's fine.
Okay, so we'll come back to the horse conversation in a moment. Because I'm curious about what the horse is going to say too.
Things you don't hear every day.
Yep.
Horse
So
is a horse, of
back
course.
in the horse, of course. Back in the infirmary, you see that everyone has been kind of mended. All of the rest of you who are now catching up, they have been mended. Most of their clothing has been mended. They still all smell like pickles, but there is less rot in the air. That part seems to have been stayed a bit. They have put the, although they weren't sure which fingers they should go on, they have put the prince's rings that Teffin threw back onto the body onto his hands. So yeah, you're established there. The cleric asks Kessa if there's anything that she needs, and she asks for a circle of candles and a circle of salt. And she goes through and lights each candle with a magical flame from her finger.
So while that's happening, Eden is gonna pull Thea into the corner, and he's gonna say, "Okay, so here's what we're gonna try to do. You're going to use your magic, sort of through me. So take my hand, and we try this once before we maybe mess up the spell. Okay, so take my hand and focus your energy from your god through me, and I will contact Death as best I can, and see if I can sort of ask for their help in this endeavor, magically speaking, because I kind of understand that is not specifically their thing to do the bringing back, but they do provide the power that does it. Just not to me." I know that probably doesn't make sense. So he's gonna pop open a couple of his little compartments where his strings are that are attached to his bells, and he'll reach out his hand to take yours. Okay, we try this once. You ready?
As I'll ever be.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what spell are you gonna? Are you focusing through a spell, or are you just gonna try to like shove the magic across, or like what is your thought process?
Like,
because Eden doesn't know how to describe it.
I mean, I've never like Reagan's never done this, so I don't know what I need to do.
Okay.
That's yeah.
So, I am utilizing modified Matt Mercer rules for resurrection with this. Okay. So you guys are going to do, if you are assisting with the success of the spell, you're going to do skill checks with something that you are, and Tefan, this includes you as well.
Okay.
You're going to do skill checks of something that you can relate to a thing that you are helping with. So if you are praying, it would be either, like, since you have magic that comes from your patron, I would accept either a religion or arcana check. True of Eden as well, if that is kind of, if you are trying to tap into energy from your god. If you were to try to fashion some kind of like a talisman or something like that, it might end up being more like a tools check, or there are different things that you can do, like languages. If there's a language proficiency involved, it would just be a skill check relating to how it is you want to help. So if you're going through your god, you would do one of those first. As far as the how you are helping, and each success, you're just going to roll your skill check. She will roll for the success of the spell, and each success you guys get decreases her DC that she has to meet. Now, in addition to that, because the way I'm doing it also costs something for the caster, if you guys, you're going to do a separate straight up Arcana check for, that's just Arcana for everybody. That is going to influence how, or that's going to say how you influence the weave, which the weave is kind of how people interact with magic. It lets you connect to the universe around you. Some people do it with nature. Some people do it with intellect and tools, so your wizards, all of that kind of stuff. And then there are people that do it through their god. So there are different ways that you interact with the weave, but the weave is kind of everything around you. You're able to manipulate that energy of everything with your magic. So through that Arcana check, that gives her the ability to draw more of the energy through what you offer and put it into her spell, so she doesn't have to spend as much of pretty much her life force to do it. So it'll be 2 separate checks for you, one a skill check of your choice, and then to see how it impacts her, the Arcana. So I will let you guys color that however you want to, and she will, like, if you're just practicing for right now, it would just be the skill check, pretty much.
Okay. So, however you want to flavor that, as far as, like, pulling the magic through and pushing it through, that you flavor it like you want to, and then Eden will work with what you give him.
I will flip through my spell book and where I write all these dreams down, and I'll just focus on the really happy, dreams that I've written about meadows with flowers and bonfires and hanging out with friends and just all the good, happy, wonderful memories that people have and, would have dreams about. And I'll just focus on those dreams, try to, like, envision them.
Okay. So Eden has
guidance in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
So Eden has one of your hands, and the other one he's using to strum some of these strings, and he starts with the biggest bell, so it's the deepest sound of all of his bells, and he plays that one as sort of like an undercurrent, and so he'll go back to that one to keep that sound going, but then he plays a little melody that is sort of like a march almost, with a very like upbeat and regal feel to it, to sort of attach to your memory as that magic is being pulled through. And then he'll also do a small casting. And he's sort of trying to hide it from the rest of the room with his body. He'll do a small casting of the Crown Princess, using minor illusion, just sort of in front of them as a focal point for the sound and the thoughts and the music.
And Teffin, since
the Imperial March when he said the
that would be quite the thing to be resurrected to. It's like, you know that you are being prepared to be the BBEG if you are resurrected to the Imperial March. So Teffin, are you paying attention to what is going on over in the other side at this point? Because right now they're not directly helping her. They're like having a warm-up match, pretty much. They're just kind of.
No, I probably wouldn't be, because I will be kind of off on my own other side as well. I will have probably brought in from the cart with me a little miniature forge. It's not really a forge, but a little miniature heating device that I can set up. And I'm going to start blowing out glass spheres, and within each of these spheres, I'm going to set some of the gemstones that I have for my jewelry settings. I'm going to some of the more the higher quality, nice cuts, things like that. I'm going to set them into these little glass baubles that I am making, with the intent that once I've done half a dozen of them, I'm going to set them at specific points around her circle to help concentrate the arcane magical energies.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. So I'll have you
stormlight in those.
Right. Just a little bit of stormlight.
Just a bit.
So I'll have you make a roll for that. You can go ahead and make the roll now. Hold the number until we get them taken care of. So,
sure.
Okay, you two go ahead and roll me your warm-up rounds skills checks, and we'll see how you feel about this connection that you're working with.
So can I persuade you for a performance roll?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm going for.
I think that's a good way to do it.
Are you using your spell casting ability? Because you could use your spell casting ability because you're casting your magic.
Well, she said to do an Arcana check or a religion check. Is that what we're doing?
So, yeah, it would be a skill check.
Would it be what her casting ability is? Because she's a charisma caster. So would she use her charisma as part of that, or would she use Arcana under intelligence as part of that?
Since you are casting, honestly, that's a really excellent question and a good point. I would go ahead and let you add, switch out your charisma modifier for if you're using your Arcana. Is that an int? Is that intelligence?
Yeah, Arcana's intelligence.
Yeah, so if you want to, since this is a casting thing and you're going through your god, I would allow that for this purpose to be swapped with your charisma modifier.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
That was a good point. Thank you. I like that.
Well, I just thought that since it was a magical ability, since she's a charisma caster, it would make sense.
Especially since she's trying to go through her patron with that. That makes sense.
24.
Nice. What
29.
you got, Eden? Yes. Okay.
Damn, guys.
So you guys feel like this really deep current of connection, this very deep, like, there is this almost backwards momentum in your memory that isn't yours, but you're experiencing it now, this very familial connection with each other. Very much a sibling kind of a bond. And you feel this attachment happen and kind of a flash forward that pulls you into this weave, almost outside of yourself, observing the room through this tapestry of bright lights that are all woven together, creating the silhouettes of the people around you. And as you do this, you feel your connection to everybody. I know, I'm sorry. I was moving around too much. You see this connection, and there are these broken strands and threads around where this empty space is that is the prince right now. There's still the weave moving through him, but there is not a silhouette there, and you see the areas that need to be reconnected, and you feel your energy going towards that, though you're not a part of the ritual yet, so there's not like an active connection to that right this second. You feel as though this is very much like, this is the right track, this is the thing to do.
Now I'm gonna roll really poorly when it comes to the actual thing.
I am gonna say, you had a practice run at this and you know what it's supposed to feel like. You're gonna roll your next one with advantage. So I'll at least give you advantage on that.
Roll of 1.
Like, that's not a forever advantage, so if you have to help resurrect somebody again, like, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to practice again if you want that. But yeah, you had a practice run that was incredibly successful. I'm gonna say your real deal gets advantage.
Like, you're practicing before like a live performance, and you're like, dude, this practice was awesome. We're so ready for the show tomorrow. And then your bass player gets super drunk and can't stay into.
I feel like
that happens.
Yeah,
that sounds like, I was like, that sounds like a personal experience thing. Oh man,
Get his amp to work for 45 minutes because he forgot to put it in.
Oh. Jeez.
Ouch.
No joke. Oh goodness. So yeah, you guys feel quite confident in your ability to help with this.
Okay, I think
right.
this worked. I think so too.
Go team. All right. So Kessa is kind of slowing herself into a meditation, kneeling next to the prince, and she kind of looks to all of you, and she sees what Teffin is doing. That is beautiful. This focal point, I assume. Why does she keep going into Russian? Dang it, Eden. I can't do it when I want to, and yet here we are. So she looks at you. It's like, you are assisting. These are magical bubbles.
Yes.
They are beautiful. Thank you. Go ahead and what's your roll?
22.
Very nice. Very nice.
Keith,
All
that's
right.
the first thing above 20 you've rolled this whole campaign.
Ouch, man.
It might be, actually. Because there's been a lot of 1s and 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of low rolls.
Yeah.
All right. So before we actually start with the ritual, I'm going to go hang out with the horse conversation because now I just want to know what's happening here.
That's what we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, get Paul involved here before we bring the prince back to life.
Unsupervised.
All right. So what are you talking to the horse about, Paul?
Well, I would start with just a simple opening like, "Hey, buddy, how you holding up? Things going okay? You hungry? You thirsty or anything?" I don't know if anybody's asked you that.
I'm always hungry.
Oh, well, hold on a second there, buddy. I bet you I can find you something real quick.
He goes back inside.
And I go to the offering and go pick up some things that I think the horse would like.
Yep. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Drop off some gold. Go back to the horse.
At least you're leaving gold.
Yes. That's probably the only reason people have not been a lot more obstinate
Paul
about
doesn't
this.
steal anything. Paul works for his money and works for his food, and he don't, fair trade.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just start eating with the horse and just, talking about, things that horses like, it's like, so you like what you do? Like, I bet you've seen a lot of cool places.
Oh, lots of cool places. There were stalls that had hay. They were good stalls. Good, well-built stalls with lots of hay. There were rivers, and I ran through them, and I made cool horse noises. And I don't know what a horse thinks, you guys.
That sounds like the life. I've slept myself in some pretty nice stalls too. There was one stall I remember after this battle, and I just started telling stories about like these great stalls and that I've slept in and cool rivers and just talking about horse stuff.
You're an awesome horse.
That's one of the nicest things any horse has ever said to me.
That sounds.
You're a pretty awesome horse yourself.
He kind of clumps his front feet and shakes his head back. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to be a good horse. I like taking people places and going places and seeing all the people. And did you know that there are people following us?
There are people following us?
Yeah. They must like us a lot. They think they probably think we're really good horses.
Probably.
The people with the tattoos on their face, the red tattoos.
Oh yeah, the red tattoo peoples?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they got that's some weird stuff on their faces. I wonder what that's about.
They do. I got some weird stuff on my face once. It took me a long time to find a river that I could wash it off in.
I get weird stuff on my face a lot as well. One time...
You have those cool horse hands that you can wipe them off with. I've been trying and I can't figure out how.
Listen, buddy, you ever need someone to wipe your face, you just let me know.
I love you.
Whoa, hold on. Okay, we just really met. All right, I'm not ready to get into anything serious.
Not like that.
It's just, one step at a time, buddy.
I didn't mean that. Sorry.
It's okay.
Get ahead of myself sometimes.
Let's just forget it happened, and we can, get a little too emotional over here.
I apologize. I did not mean for that to sound the way that it sounded.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. You want some more food?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'll be right back.
Okay. This is a conversation I was not planning on having tonight.
I wasn't there. I can't write this.
I was about to say, because...
I know. I just remembered I take notes.
Because I'm about to roll to see if I remember to bring up the fact that the horse knows that we're being followed by people or not.
Yeah. Check and see if you're gonna remember that for very long at all. Kind of awesome.
Oh,
yeah, just an intelligence check.
Sure.
That's a 7.
Oh, all the hiccups, buddy. That's a 7. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's okay. This is fine. Everything's fine. This couldn't possibly go wrong later. Uh, all right. So, yeah, we'll come back to the horse conversation in a moment. Just to see if there's anything else interesting that's going to be said. Back at the Knot Ranch. All right. So Kessa sets down and asks, just in a very calm, quiet voice, and you see Bim. Bim is very close, and she's watching very protectively. She stands just outside the circle, and kind of bows her head respectfully as all of this is happening. Kessa kneels down. Would those of you who are helping come and stand with me? Kneel by the prince in the circle.
So Eden will set up opposite Thea so that they can so that connection will be sort of over the top of the prince.
Okay.
And before
Tefn,
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you were going to step in and like be in the circle, or if you were going to let your cool little baubles do all the heavy lifting since you've already made them.
Well, I'll probably go around and set them around the circle first, and then once I'm done with that, I will step into the circle and kind of looking at how Eden and but how they've arranged themselves. I'm going to set myself directly opposite of Kessa, so that we are, that there's sort of this symmetrical thing going on.
So she sets the diamond in front of her and extends her hands out to Thea and Eden, and invites.
I need to have this hand.
Not to worry. She invites you all. If you wish, you can join hands. She'll, if Thea accepts hers, she will take Thea's hand, and she'll keep her hand extended towards Eden. I don't know if that would be something that you're kind of a touch me not, Tefn. So I don't know if you would be like, eh, or if you would join in.
Probably not.
Probably not?
Probably
okay.
not.
Breathe with me and see into the weave. Close your eyes and see with that which is not your eyes. And she kind of sinks into a meditative state. And
Eden will start that first deep note. He won't start playing yet, but he'll start with that just deep note that he was playing earlier.
Nice. So there's this drone tone, this deep drone that kind of, you feel it more than you hear it. And as he plays that and you guys sink into the weave, you can feel it's almost like those of you who don't join hands, you still feel a presence as though your hand is being held, as though there is someone taking your hand. I'm sorry, I know. I stopped petting you for 2 seconds with that hand. And so you feel this presence connect you and connect the circle first. And go ahead and make your rolls. And we'll start off with the ones for the skill itself, for the resurrection. And then we'll do the ones to see how Kessa is affected by this. Remember, you guys have advantage.
Oh,
I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, no!
Ooh, it's not great. I mean, it could be worse.
Could be worse. Non-natural 20.
Not bad at all. Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Well, I rolled a 3 and a 1.
Oh, no.
So that's 14 for me.
I love how a 3 and a 1, and you still have a 14. That's ridiculous, but amazing. Okay.
Yeah, plus 11 is great, except when you roll a 3.
It's still not bad, though. Like, you're not going to actively hinder the process. All right, what you got, Teffin?
22.
Ooh,
there
good.
You go.
Nice. All right, so you guys have made a significant change to how successful this will be.
And that's just, I'm kind of flavoring that as really before I settled into the circle, it was the precise placement of the stones around the circle. So his knowledge of the arcane energy flows helped him to set them in just exactly the right spots where they needed to be.
That's awesome. Fabulous.
Aren't you glad Paul's not there to screw it all up for you guys?
Yes.
This is probably going a whole lot better because he's talking to a horse. Although it would be a lot more interesting, probably. I mean, it's still pretty interesting. It would be a lot more interesting if Paul was there. And you see the clerics are all just like, oh, I'm sorry. They're all just watching this in awe, just kind of really a very quiet, very excited, quiet reverence. You can definitely tell that they are rooting for this to work. What were you saying, Eden? I'm sorry.
Just this time, so he's going to start playing the full march again, but this time instead of just the Crown Princess or whatever, it's going to be the Crown Princess and, as best he can imagine, what the prince looked like before he was pickled. And they're just going to be sort of dancing in a circle, like the old music boxes where the ballerina would sort of spin. Just the two of them spinning in a circle to the music.
Nice. I love it. So she rolled very high anyway. And you guys made that an even bigger difference. He's gonna be so re-alived. Although now I cannot hear anything in my head other than the Imperial March. It's not my intention to make the prince the BBEG, but it might happen anyway just because that's the song that I'm hearing as this happens. Go ahead and roll me the Arcana check now to see if you roll poorly, it's not going to do anything bad to her, but to see if you are able to decrease some of the weight from the cost for her.
Oh yeah, that's a 15 again, with a +1.
My gosh!
I roll too.
Yeah, all of you have a chance to roll this to.
And it's Arcana.
Yeah, straight up Arcana.
Oh, baby!
That dice is done for the night. 7.
Okay. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been on something where you really, really like needed to roll high. So
11.
well, not terrible. Okay. So it helps some. You're probably not going to be aware of that at the time. This is the first time that you have participated in this kind of ceremony. So as you settle into this, now this process for her takes an hour. And so you guys are going to be energetically spent after this. As you are in this this ritual and you feel yourself going back into that space in the weave, you see all around you. You are part of what you are seeing and also looking down over all of this as it happens. You see her, but it's not her. Her body is there, but there's a part of her that is leaned forward, separate from her body, and you can see her almost like playing a stringed instrument into this bright light fabric of space around you. And as she does these plucking motions and whatnot, you see her lift and shift and twirl. And as she does this, some of those connections that have been disconnected from the prince reform. Physically, as that happens around, you see vine work popping up from the floor and wrapping around the body until it is entirely encased in a cocoon of vine work. And the cocoon, you can feel this brightness inside. Slowly but surely, like, starts as a small little bead and begins to grow more as the time passes. And it seems like it passes so fast and so slowly at the same time because of how much energy it draws. And you feel every now and then as she begins to kind of wane, your energy pushes in and she's able to like draw from that into the spell. As you continue, you begin to hear bones slowly reset. You hear slight movement here and there, different sounds of strange healing coming from within the cocoon. And just above, you see, as this orb of light is traveling, being pulled through the fabric just into the center of this cocoon. It hovers there where you imagine the chest of the prince would be. And it takes a moment, but then you see this spark happen right in the middle of that orb, and you see the whole silhouette outlined all at once, and you hear and as this happens, you begin to feel your connection ease. You're still there, you're still helping. The healing isn't totally done yet, but you feel that there is life back where there was none before. And you can hear in your minds, and you assume that you don't think that she said it out loud, but it's kind of hard to tell. You hear, "Be still. We are here to help. You are not ready yet, but soon." And it takes another, like, somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes for this to finish from that point. All of the little things beginning to work again. You feel almost like you're a part of him as you're remembering to breathe. You're remembering what it feels like. You're wiggling your fingers. There are weird shocks of memory here and there that you know are not your own. And finally, you feel the sensation of being able to open your eyes and see and being surrounded by these vines. As that happens, you're pulled back into yourselves, almost as though there's an actual tangible shove. Gentle but firm, that sends you back into the circle, into your bodies. Still a part of the weave, but no longer observing it as a larger part. Back in your usual lens, your usual perspective in the circle. And now that you are seeing through these eyes, you can tell the toll that it's taken on her. She looks as though she has aged, albeit not horrendously, this probably shaved a few years off of her life. And she is grayer and tired and kind of lets herself sink down to the floor. And Bim is immediately there, kind of catching her before she collapses.
Eden will also step over and make sure that her head doesn't hit the floor. And at that point, as he's like reaching to make sure, he realizes that his fingers are like dripping blood because he'd been playing that whole time. He hadn't really realized it because he was in the weave, but like his fingers are really torn up.
That would make sense.
Teffin will be at her side as well, assisting her to the ground. And as she settles there, I am also going to pump a lesser restoration into her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a mark.
At second level.
Okay, so lesser restoration does what now?
So lesser restoration. Touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. It's just healing energies going into her, essentially, is kind of what I'm thinking.
Roll me an Arcana check with that. Or if you want like something else, proficiency, if you can argue it sensibly.
Arcana is fine.
Okay.
22. That's my magic number tonight, apparently.
Yeah. So you did this quickly enough after the spell's end that you do see a little bit of vitality restored. It doesn't make up the difference.
I didn't think it would, but any help at all.
Yeah, and it does. With how quickly you acted with that, it does shave some of the effect, some of the lasting effect from her. And well, I think it's greater restoration that cures exhaustion. I forget. Because of the nature of how this works, I'm gonna say your lesser restoration is gonna help with one of her levels of exhaustion. So yeah, that it still does good for her. And you can visibly see that it helps. Okay, I'm going to go back to the horse for a second, and then we'll come back to the aftermath, because now I just want to know. so what you conversating about?
While we're inside.
Yeah. So you've got like an hour, Paul. That, like, I'm not sure that you had been warned that it would take this long, because I don't think she said anything about it, because I don't think anybody asked. So yeah, you've got like an hour of this ritual to kill, and you can ask the horse whatever you want to, or you can get into other shenaniganery. What you doing, bud?
So yeah, keep talking to the horse. I start talking about, just some of the adventures I've been on. At one point, I mentioned it. So yeah, and I have this really cool stone, and then of course she tries to steal it from me by offering me some rings that she'd stolen from me. Like, who does that? Who does that?
Bad horse.
Are you going to turn the horse against me?
Like, we're supposed to be on the same side. Like, can you believe that? Like, I can't believe that. Like, and I trusted her.
I think that she is a bad horse.
I know. Tell me about it. A terrible horse. So,
that's a kind of horse that should not have special hands.
That's right. You're exactly right. Shouldn't have special hands. It just, I don't know. And like, she thought she could get away with it. Like, I don't even understand how a person thinks that they could just like take someone's stuff and then immediately try to like trade it back to them. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I really liked the stone, but I mean, if she wanted it that bad, I'd have given it to her if she wanted it, if she'd have just asked nicely. So, but still, I don't know. Some people, you just don't know. Sometimes you just don't know.
That is very unfortunate. I liked her. She's a strange-looking horse.
Yeah.
But I always thought she was nice.
So did I. Just goes to show you never can tell.
Yeah.
And then just keep talking. Eventually, I start opening up about like, personal stuff too. Like I'll talk about my lack of memory from before being here. I'll mention, and I don't know. Sometimes I get these really really weird nightmares that just there's this like person that I just can't. It's hard to sometimes remember, and I don't know. It's weird. Like I hear like lots of loud noises, and there's like big explosions everywhere, and I just remember to this like weird tinny taste in my mouth, and like breathing's really really difficult, and it's just I don't know. It's like always like no. It's just really strange. I just don't understand.
Are you the one the gas mask visits?
What? Huh? The gas mask. Who's the gas mask?
I don't know. A gas mask in a hood.
When did you see a gas mask in a hood?
I don't know. I see strange things sometimes.
Does that, when the horse mentions that, does that trigger something?
I'm safe. or yeah, roll me a wisdom save.
A wisdom save? Okay. Natural 18.
Nice.
18.
So, you get the distinct impression that this horse knows things, man. Like maybe animals are a little bit more connected to something outside of yourself. So yeah, this sounds very familiar to you and how you perceive your relationship with death. And it's interesting that the horse has observed this. But it doesn't wig you out right now.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take that information and be like, I'm gonna have to think on that for a little while because I'm not really sure what to think. But you're a very interesting horse. You've got a lot of insight.
Interesting horse too. You're good with that axe.
Yeah, we need to talk. We need to talk more.
I'd like that.
What should I call
talk
you?
To the bad horse.
I never asked your name.
Quimby.
Have it somewhere. Quimby. Yeah, have it written somewhere in all of this mess. Yes. Well, Taffin calls me Quimby.
Okay, but what do you call yourself? Like, is that what your name is? Like, do you like that name?
I like that name well enough.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know that I've ever been called anything else. Not really. I've been called, like, good horse and pretty boy and damn it, you. Usually,
those are pretty good names.
Yeah,
I've
thought
been
so
called
too.
a lot of different names too.
What are some of your names?
Well, some people call me Paul. Then some people scream a lot when they talk to me. Some people call me frustrating. I've called that before. I've had a couple people call me stupid, but they didn't call me stupid after they called me stupid once.
Do you have a favorite name?
I don't know. The screaming's pretty interesting. Usually I'm having a lot of fun when that happens.
From now on, this horse is going to know you as
Sure. So yeah.
Would you prefer that I scream when I refer to you?
Oh, whatever works best for you, Quimby.
Paul's just going to be walking past the horse, and we're all going to hear like the screaming goats.
I'm a pretty easygoing horse, as horses go.
You are.
So, well, Quimby, it was a pleasure talking with you. We'll definitely do this again sometime soon. And yeah, glad we have you on the team.
glad to. I like this. I don't know what's a pack of horses called. Herd. I like this herd.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Don't tell anybody else I said that.
Your secret is safe with me.
Perfect.
It's gonna go back to eating the chunks of stuff that you brought out.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't really have a lot of knowledge on what exactly horses can and cannot eat. So there's no telling what exactly I brought for the horse to eat.
He's gonna have the worst gas. He's gonna be the most flatulent horse in the history of ever, because he's just gonna eat whatever you bring him.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
You're gonna get my horse colic.
Yeah, a big colicky horse. It's very
I'm glad that I usually ride inside.
So back at the other ranch. So you guys have just been a part of this ritual, and Kessa is slightly dazed, but beginning to come out of it, unfolding a little bit. You can kind of still see that she's trying to gain focus with her vision again. She's not quite there yet. And there is a prince now in a cocoon. The vine work is slowly dying back, and you can kind of see these wide eyes beneath it, as he begins to slowly figure out that he can start clearing some of that away from himself. He definitely looks like he's in shock still, because, he just got re-alived from being deaded. So...
I'll go up and start helping the prince kind of get the vines and stuff. Just tell him it's all right. Everything's okay.
Where am I?
Yeah, you're in the Temple of Life and Death.
Oh. This is a different continent even. Where? Wait. I remember the beast. What? Oh. Is it time to get down? Okay.
The beast.
Yes. I remember the beast, as this little beast is apparently leaving. Okay. The deathless one, the one that they had
Crochet.
locked away. Crochet, yes. Where? Shit, where is he? He kind of sits up and is looking all around.
He's not here. You're safe.
Well, if he's not here, is he dead? Wait.
It's sort of implied in his name that is not really something he does.
I just woke up from being not here. I'm sorry. I realize now that was a stupid question.
I mean, to be fair, we want to make him dead, so...
We are we are both of the same mind when it comes to that. What's, where... Is she all right?
At this point, I start strolling into the temple to figure out what's taking so long.
Eden just sort of wipes at his eyes and just covers the side of his face in blood. Well, we need to talk to your wife. She's rather distraught right now.
Is she okay?
What's taking so long, guys? Are we
safe?
done here? What's the situation?
Why is there a short, angry man there?
He's not always angry.
He's always angry.
It's always angry.
I totally forgot what I was going to say. Do you need some water, or are you hungry? And I look at Kim. Can we get him some water, maybe?
Oh, hey, the prince is alive. It worked. Good job, guys.
Thank you, Paul.
Love some water. That would be wonderful. You see the tiefling run out to to get something. Why do I smell pickles?
Oh, you were in a pickle jar or
Just
a pickle
get used
bucket.
to it.
What? I was in a pickle jar.
You were sent back to us in pieces. We have been hunting
Honestly, it was pretty
Cochet.
convenient considering all things.
You didn't have to hit him with that. He's been awake for 30 seconds.
To be fair, Paul didn't know how long he's been awake.
Yeah, there were like you were all cut up into lots of little pieces and stuffed in this big like bucket.
Yeah.
I now suddenly remember more of that than I wanted to.
Sorry.
I feel like I would have had to have coped with that at some point, regardless. But that's a lot. Although it does explain a great many number of things right now. My word.
Yeah, like the smell.
That is one of them, yes. My wife though, she's okay. She's all right.
Yes.
Yeah, she sent us to save you. You're welcome.
Did you save the queen then?
Oh no, she wasn't part of the job.
Fortunately, the room in which you were pulled from by Cochet, there were no other survivors. I'm sorry.
Like you kind of see him like visibly deflate and like grasp at his chest. So the like in addition to being incredibly disoriented, now he is also, I would say, grieving, but the grief hasn't hit. It's just straight up shock at this point. Being very confused at all the things that are going on. Kessa is beginning to, it looks like she's starting to focus a little bit better. And Bim is being very attentive to her.
Look, yeah, so we gotta get you back.
Yeah.
So, do you have a way that we could do that?
To get me back to the palace, I have a ring of calling. But that does not work if I have it. Oh no, that's not. I'm missing that. I did not leave it anyway, so I don't think that would work. I could.
I mean, we can send a message. We just needed to do we need to get is there like a ship that we need to have sent here, or, you know?
Perhaps we ask. I tell you what. Let's table that for just a moment. Let's go back to the hotel. We can get our same room. I'm fairly confident. We can set you up. You can relax as we call your wife. And then we can let her work out the details on getting you home. A bath might be a good idea.
Yes, yes. Let us do that. Guess it's like you can kind of tell that all of a sudden there's this dawning recognition as he's putting all of these puzzle pieces together. Are you okay? Are you all right? And he like stands up to go and check on her and immediately face plants into the ground. He's been dead a few days. It's going to take a second for him to get his sea legs back. Or his land legs back, or really his legs back.
Quick question. When they put him back together, did they put all of the right parts together?
It appears so, and they're all facing the correct direction. Now, whether they did so incredibly well is a little bit questionable, but for the most part, all of the correct pieces are in the mostly correct places. There might be some long-standing patterns of dysfunction later on in life, but like you've seen worse. Like he's coming out of this with fewer battle scars than most people, and he was dead. So yeah.
Oh, you hit your nose. You gave yourself a bloody nose. Here, and he pulls out like a handkerchief, and then realizes that his own hand is covered in blood too, and he's like, oh.
Like you have a thing.
I don't worry, I'm fine.
You can keep your handkerchief. I feel like it would be a similar problem. He goes over and kind of like hooks an arm under Kessa and tries to help kind of support her upward too.
You should not be doing that. Let us do this.
As he does, he kind of topples over. He's like, "You're right."
Do we need to carry these people up? I just go up and scoop up Kessa and just pick her up and be like, "Where are we going?"
It's only like a foot and a half off the ground, but she's there. That's amazing.
Thank you, Paul. Back to the cart, please.
All right, let's go. We'll start walking back to the cart with Kessa.
She kind of looks up at you a little bit strangely and just wraps her arm around your shoulders.
Aww.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, don't get too friendly.
It's okay. I am a taken woman. and Bim is following very closely behind.
Okay, Tefin, you have your little forge thing, right?
Yes, and so I'll go and I'll gather up the baubles and I'll gather my gear and take it back out to the cart.
Okay, then Thea, would you help me to get the prince out?
Well, I was going to say, once I set Kessa into the cart, I literally immediately come back and like scoop up the prince, like without question, just like, all right, your turn.
I'll see you in the cart.
He tries very hard to not touch. It's like, this is strange, and I'm very close to the ground. It's like, for a second, he's not totally sure what's happening. He thinks that he might have just started flying, and then he realizes there's actually just a very small person under him. Like, wow. Thank you. I do appreciate this very much.
Yeah, don't get too friendly.
I had no intentions of doing so. It is fine. It's just kind of like, okay, and accepts the ride back to the cart. The clerics are all just kind of gobsmacked by all of this. They are so overwhelmed and confused right now, and the tiefling is very appreciative and also very concerned. He'll approach. He hasn't really heard very much from Tefin, but he saw Tefin do the most that requires like some kind of precision that he understands. So he's going to go towards Tefin and like, are you sure that this will be? Are you sure that it is wise to take him to any place where he would be seen and known?
Not at all.
Is there something that we can do to be of assistance further than to ensure your safety? His safety? I feel like that might be important.
That would be very important. Would you perhaps have some way that we could disguise his visage in some way so that he is not easily recognizable?
If nothing else, we have cleric's robes he can use. Then perhaps an illusion on his face.
That would be helpful, yes.
Yes. He goes to collect a spare set of clergy robes.
Okay.
Excuse me. He'll bring it out and just cast a small little. Well, I guess actually. Let me look at something real quick. Sorry. He would have to stay close at that point, I think, for that to work. So I don't know that he would be able to cast any minor illusion or anything like that on his face.
I have a disguise kit.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know why we would want to put stuff on his face. That would like keep the pickle in his pores.
Oh, that
Don't
would be
worry, I
very
got it.
unfortunate.
I got it. We don't want to ruin his complexion.
Hearing this, he's like, "Thank you for the consideration."
Yes, I've heard that having zits after you have died is really not comfortable.
How many people have you known who have done this?
At least you.
You know, I'm just going to go with this. This is
Good idea.
the strangest day I have ever had, and that's saying something. I've had some very strange days.
Are there any bandages like in the room?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take some bandages with us, just to kind of like maybe use the disguise kit and make like bandage up his face a little bit.
Very Invisible Man vibe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
buddy.
we could just do this. And I'm just gonna do a major image, and just he no longer is in the cart.
Friend. That works. So he's just kind of poofed gone, mostly.
Yeah, in fact, the only person you can see if you get into the cart with Eden is Eden. You can't see yourself unless you are actively trying to like see through the illusion.
Guys, we got a problem here.
It's okay. Don't worry, Paul. It's magic. I did it.
No, it's not okay. We lost the prince. I can't see.
No,
I just
him
put him in this cart. I turned my back for 2 seconds.
Paul, it's okay. I did this. It was me. He's right here. I'm touching him. And look at your hands.
I look at my hands.
They're gone. You can't see yourself because he has done an illusion of the inside of the cart.
I keep looking around, trying to look at my hands. Okay, I'm getting a little weirded out.
It's okay, Paul. Just go sit in the front by Tiffin, and it will all be better.
Oh, okay.
That's...
God, I hate that.
So yeah, nice way of handling that. That's good. Although you do still have the clergy robes, so when you take him into the hotel, there is that to be of assistance. And yeah, so you all set to go.
All set to
So
go.
when we're in the back of the cart, like we can't see ourselves.
Unless you actively do like an action to try to see through the illusion, you are not there. All you can see is Eden.
Okay.
That's kind of awesome.
That is.
And Eden is actively like trying to bandage his fingers.
So, Teffin, roll me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Nice.
25.
He's bringing it today, guys.
So it's a really short distance. Like the corridor of the gods is, or the wrong thing. The Temple of Life and Death is a pretty short ride from the Smeraldi Spires, which I assume is where you're going, and,
Yeah,
and
that's where I'm
not
headed.
now doing the other thing since you have a prince now.
Yep.
So, although the prince has no money on him, so that's the thing. So it's a reasonably short trip, but it's useful that you have the cart because of your people who are kind of not walking super well. However, you are being tailed both on foot and on a small, well, not small, on a bicycle. There's I love how excited that just made you.
Those freaking monsters using bicycles for evil.
I know. You are being tailed by people with red tattoos on their face. I'm not sure that you can really call them monsters being evil, but they are paying close attention to where you're going, and they're keeping their distance but staying close.
I'm up front with you, by the way. So.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, Paul, if you would like to roll that perception check as well, go for it. See if you notice. I can only imagine this going well if you do.
I mean, he does know what he's looking for. Does he get advantage?
Say that again?
He does know what he's looking for because of the horse. Does he get advantage?
Except he didn't remember.
Doesn't remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, he didn't remember to tell us.
That's true. I'll let you decide, Paul, if that meant that you just kind of let that moment pass.
That was a wisdom check to see if like it processed in my brain to even like think about it.
So
yeah.
So yeah, he's nope.
Looking at something no more than 100 feet away from me. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's a thing that I can do. And you said just
that you have to intentionally use, or is that just
just what thing? I can. Also, I can't. Also, dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on my perception checks.
That's awesome.
Yes, Keith.
Say what?
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
16.
Okay,
plus
16. 4. Nice.
Flash of my new ability at 7th level is Flash of Genius.
When I do a lot more often.
When I or another creature I can see within 30 feet of me makes an ability check or a saving throw, I can use my reaction to add my intelligence modifier to the roll.
That's cool.
And that is a plus 4.
That's nice.
So do I see them with a 20?
Let me check their stealth real quick. But probably. Because one of them's on a bike. And it's a little strange. Oh, it's not a bad roll. Okay. But it still doesn't beat yours. And let me roll for the bike. I'm so delighted to know that I can just shake my phone and it rolls the dice like for realsies. Okay. Okay, that's really funny. The one on the bike rolled a nat 20.
So I would ask what his bonus is.
What his bonus is?
What his bonus is to stealth.
It would be a +3.
Okay, so my +5, I still saw him.
Okay. So yeah. You see both. Paul, you see the pedestrians. There are 2 of them that are like they're not behaving aggressively. It's like they're just watching to take note of where you guys are and what you're doing. And you miss the one on the bike who is being strangely sneaky for a man on a bicycle.
I look at Teffin and I say, "Hey, Teffin, there's these two folks following us."
3.
I only see 2.
That's okay. I see the 3rd one.
All right. Should we do something about that?
No, do I recognize? I mean, do I recognize do I remember where I've seen these guys before? Or have I seen these guys before?
You have not seen these particular guys before, but you know that the city guard has red tattoos.
Okay.
And they got insulted by Paul before.
With city guards with red tattoos.
Yeah. You did.
Okay.
And you told him he had shit in his face.
Yeah, it's the people, they have the shit on their face. I talked with them earlier.
Yeah, that's probably why
your horse told me about him. Quimby. Now the thing about it, he mentioned they've been following us.
What are you doing talking to my horse?
Why?
This
is that he's like he's a jealous sort.
This is the most you have ever seen him react to anything.
My horse.
What are you doing talking to my horse?
Dare you?
I was bored. You guys were inside the temple. I had to talk to somebody.
Okay.
Listen,
I'm going to lean out a little bit and look forward to Quimby. You and I are going to have a talk later.
Can you speak with animals?
No.
It's going to be a very one-sided conversation. Awesome. I love it.
Look, whatever the case may be, I don't like being followed. It's never a good thing, and it almost always leads to someone dying.
Is that just because you kill them?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to break that pattern. We're not going to confront them, I don't think. But we are also not going to go directly back to the spires. Not yet.
I mean, if you think that's for the best, but I mean, I can tell you that I've got a system for this, and it works every time.
Can we try my idea first?
Listen, there's your cart. I'm just along for the ride, buddy.
And I'm gonna try and go speed up a little bit and try and lose them.
Right.
You know what? If you just give me a wink, you just let me know, and I'll get my axe out and I'll take him out quick. Just a wink.
He doesn't know the difference between a wink and a blink. Be careful.
Let's not do that.
Like he only sees one side of your face.
Let's not do that.
No, I got it. Yeah, just the wink. You just give me the sign. I got it.
So I'm gonna flip the reins and I'm gonna start moving a little bit faster, and I'm not going directly back to the spires. I'm gonna see if I can remember how to take a circuitous route anywhere but the spire until I can lose them and then circle back.
And I am not so subtly looking from the side of Teffin's face directly to the people that I know are following us.
just waiting for it. I love it so much. Okay, so
pull out my axe just for preparation.
Keith, you're gonna pretty easily you're gonna lose the foot followers pretty quickly. Roll me, because you still have to kind of negotiate streets and all of that kind of stuff, and he's smaller than you. Roll me. I don't know what that would be.
Animal handling or
survival?
Because you're trying to outpace and then dodge and all of that stuff, but it's not your dex. So yeah, I guess maybe I would take
maybe a deception.
If you're trying to fake them out, yeah. If that's what you're trying to go for, yeah. If you're trying to outpace them and just kind of lose them, I would say that's probably going to be more animal handling, I think.
And we could split up.
No.
We could shake
half
them.
The cart.
No.
You go one direction, I'll go the other direction.
No.
Okay.
Never a good idea.
That's not true.
I guess let me start with trying to outpace him and
okay.
So an animal handling, you said?
Yeah.
Not so great. A 9.
Okay, so you are in a big cart and he is on a small bike. And he is able to keep pace with you pretty well. And he's still hanging back a little bit. Like, he could get to you if he tried.
Okay.
But he's just kind of keeping an even distance, just checking out, seeing where you're going.
Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye open for some place where Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for some place where I can pull the cart off, out of his sight real quick.
Like an alley?
Like an alley or a turn or something like that where we can break line of sight to him.
Okay.
Can I help with that to look for like places where I can point out and be like, hey, there's a tight alley here we can get through or something like that?
Yeah, sure. Roll me. So that would end up being, I guess, a perception check for you.
And I can see very, very far distances really, really well.
So I would take advantage on that, given the fact that you know what you're looking for this go round. It's not just like, am I perceiving this? It's you are looking actively for something. So that would give you advantage on that.
That's a 19.
Oh yeah, good. So you're as it is, you're kind of going past the spires and all of that kind of stuff. There's a park, but the closest parts of the park don't give you enough cover, but you do see on the other side of the yellow brick road, or the part that's closest to you anyway, there is that large kind of iridescent color shifting building that's a large dome, along with several other structures. It's probably the most structure heavy place in the close in the visible area closest to you. And that would be like in the dregs. There are several buildings and different interesting sites, like the big glass pyramid, and then the big bubble of color and all of that jazz. There's a decent amount to get lost in there between that and all of the other buildings that are more average.
I point that
Lots
out to
alleys.
Like, hey, that would be
okay.
That'd be a good spot to lose them.
All right, so I'm going to head that direction then, and I'm just trying to think how I
just get him to like run into the back of the cart, coming around a corner too fast.
I could jump off in an alley with a stick and wait for him to ride past me and throw the stick in the wheels of the bike. I have my movable rod.
Movable rod, yep. I was just thinking that.
Dude, listen, I could turn into it. Listen, I could do it, turn into a cheetah, and get out of there. I'm just saying, we got options.
He could. It's true.
He's not wrong.
Yep.
That might actually not be a bad plan.
Sweet, I jump off the cart.
Roll me a dex save, since you're moving in quickly. That's amazing.
That's a non-natural 20.
These poor guards.
It's a nice tuck and roll. This is little. You just see Paul like, all right, and just jump from the side and do a tuck and roll. And like, I don't know if your cart has rear view mirrors, but it's a gangsta level awesome landing. It's fabulous.
Just sitting down waiting for that bike to come by with my movable rod.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. I'm gonna say that this needs to kind of be a ranged weapon attack for the aim part. So I would accept any, like, if you have a skill with a javelin. I don't know if you have skills with ranged weapons, but I feel like to be able to aim between the spokes or at the wheel well enough to catch it in the spokes.
I use ranged weapons.
So. Yeah, I was thinking you did. So yeah, just roll me a ranged weapon attack. It's not going to be a damage thing. It's just going to be to see if you can manage to hit your target.
Can I do it recklessly?
Sure.
That'll give me advantage on the attack.
I feel like you can do most things recklessly if you put your mind to it, Paul.
Oh, that's a 22.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You get it right in the spokes, and this poor guy just goes flying. Let me see how well he lands this thing. Hi, buddy. Have I offended you? Oh, not well. Not well. This is a nice case of facial road rash. Just you see, he gets flung from the back of his bike, and when he lands, it's almost that cartoon accordion thing where the face hits first and the butt keeps going, so it's kind of like it ends up kind of flipping ass over tea kettle. It looks like it hurt real good. It wasn't a pretty
Immediately,
thing.
I remove the immovable rod, turn into cheetah form, and just sprint. Actually, you know what? I might not even need to turn into cheetah form because I actually can move really freaking fast as well.
Yeah.
So, I want to see what my speed is.
He's gonna be dazed for a sec. So,
all-time favorite expressions.
Ass over tea kettle.
I love it. It makes no sense.
Meanwhile, in the back of the cart, we're like, "What is going on?"
We should have been at the hotel by now.
You hear the soft shuffling as he falls from the cart.
Right up the road and to the left, and it feels like he's made like 2 or 3 rights and then a left.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn into the cheetah. I'm instead going to use my 70 feet of movement around and just zip.
Dang, yes. That's awesome. I forget, what gives you that?
The Eagle token. I can use bonus action dash.
That's
and
so
being
awesome.
Barbarian, he gets extra movement, and yeah.
Nice. That's fabulous.
Tiny legs, but...
Yep. There is this inexplicable blur of a gnome.
It would be more than 70, though, wouldn't it? Because you have your movement. You use your action to dash, and then bonus action to dash.
Yeah. So I could technically move 110 feet around.
Damn!
I'm faster
That's
than
awesome! Yeah, you have no problem catching up to the cart. None at all. It's really
do that,
easy.
and then I just jump back in the cart in basically, 2 rounds?
Yeah, it's basically.
Yeah. So over the course of like 12 seconds, you guys in the back hear this very soft shuffling as he falls off. And then you hear this as he gets back on, although you don't know that that's why that just happened, but you do hear those sounds. And you have been driving around a weirdly long time. And Bim is beginning to look kind of concerned. Well, I guess you can't see Bim, so it doesn't really matter. Eden might be able to. I don't know. Can you see through your own illusion? Are you paying attention to other people?
I don't know. I guess I could roll to disbelieve my own illusion.
I mean, I guess since you already know that it's an illusion, you can kind of choose whether you see through it or not.
I'll leave that up to you.
I'm gonna say, like, it makes sense that you have the ability to, like, judge at any given moment whether you are seeing the illusion, because you might have to interact with it, so you need to be able to see it, but you know it's an illusion, so you can see through it when you want to. I don't know if you are right now or not, but...
Probably not.
Okay.
No, so, actually he would need to, because he's worried about the prince driving around and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah. So he looks like he's getting discombobulated a little bit, but it's not like he's damaged or anything like that. It's just like he's still figuring out what it is to be back in his body again. So he's a little disoriented and weird, and Bim looks quite concerned at this point.
I'm sure it's fine. It's probably nothing. It should be fine. I think we're probably just taking the scenic route.
Kevin, it's taken care of.
What?
So I'm just going to do a real quick glance to make sure that I don't see any other red faces around. And
None anymore, no.
And with that, I'll get us back on the course back to the hotel.
Okay. Backtracking back through, you pass through some of the little restaurant-y areas that you've been to before when you were in the dregs, passing your apothecary and all of that jazz. And the physician getting back onto the yellow brick road, being able to go back onto to the main thoroughfare. Are you going to come up through the back side of the spires, or are you going to drive up?
Probably would back into the back side and find a spot out of sight from the road to park the cart.
Hey,
Cool.
Tiffany, you think we should probably stay somewhere else? Because if they've been following us, they might know where we were staying.
That's not that is a valid point. I do not know where else to stay in this city.
Let's just ask someone. Is there someone around?
Be some people, since you're in the back of the spires, pretty much it's just like the stable boys and stuff that are taking care of other people's.
Yes, sir.
Stable boy.
We need a place to stay. Where's a place to stay?
Well, I mean, you're at one.
Where's another place to stay?
Oh, okay. Well, if you go south, then it's there's the place over in the dregs. I don't remember what it's called. I don't go over there very much. I stay mainly over here. There's a place over in the industrial district called the Tin Palace. That's
We
a
should
place.
go there
Let's see.
because of the prince.
The Mimsy Keep. Sorry, the Tin Palace is a different place. The Mimsy Keep. I didn't say the Tin Palace. Mimsy Keep is down in the industrial district by the Tin Palace. Let's see. There are a couple of other places. Those are the two probably closest. The Flying Tweedle Inn is south of us a little bit. Those are the only places I know. I know that there are other places, but those are the only ones with signs that I pass a lot.
Wait, are we
Appreciate
stopped?
Flip him a silver.
Yeah,
coin.
you're stopped.
Yeah, at this point we would have been stopped.
Eden is absolutely getting out. Oh,
Thank you. Oh,
We should go to one of those other places, I think.
I believe we should have a discussion with the rest of the group.
I mean, fair enough.
Eden is out the back, like, where are we? Why are we in some back alley?
You can definitely identify, though, because of just what the spires are. It doesn't take you long to orient yourself and be like, oh, they're giant green spears.
Okay. And he'll just, like, give a hand to help people out.
So there are already people that are starting to get out. Tevin, Paul, you gonna speak up and say stuff?
For the moment, I'm tending to Quimby, getting him unhitched and stabled, or sent off with the stable boy to be tended to, setting the brakes on the cart and getting it to where it's not going to drive off.
The stable boy looks confused by this because you just asked him for other places to stay, and now he's like getting the horse prepped to stay the night, but he just goes with it.
Okay.
Eden, we've been followed by those weirdos with the shit on their face. Yeah, it's okay. I think I might have wiped that shit off of one of their faces.
You mean the town guard?
Yes.
Nope, no questions. Let's just go get settled.
Yes.
I don't think we should stay here.
But why not?
Well, they've been following us.
I mean, we were specifically told to get out of town after you told him he had shit on his face.
He had some shit on his face.
Yes, I'm not disputing this. But they did tell us to leave, and then we specifically did not leave.
Okay.
Well,
So,
now, point of order, we did leave, we just came back. They did not tell us to leave and never come back. They told us to leave. We left, we came back.
But you can see, of course, why they might find issue with this, yes?
Yes.
Because technically correct is not the same as just correct.
No, but it is the best kind of correct.
I will not dispute with that. However, I think
let's
should be fine.
After everyone's out of the cart, I'm going to turn and make sure that I lock the door and then usher everyone back inside.
So
back inside.
Or no, not inside the spires.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to stay here, I mean, that's fine with me. I'm just saying there's a good chance that they probably followed us and know they were staying here. And so I don't have a problem killing these people if they come back.
We are not killing the town guard, Paul.
They're following us.
No, I think Paul actually has...
For good reasons. When have you ever been followed?
Paul actually has a fair point. Because we have precious cargo and we don't know who might be an issue with our cargo. So let's go ahead and settle here. And Paul, if you would be ready to kill whoever that needs killing.
Anytime. I'm just saying, I know my rights. And if they don't have a warrant, okay, they're not allowed to search.
Your cavities. I know. Let's go inside. They will not search your cavities without a warrant, I'm sure.
You just, like, the prince is standing there, kind of mouth slightly ajar, going,
so
what are we getting done? What?
So I'm just gonna make sure everyone's headed up to the room
that we don't have a key for anymore.
But once they're on that direction, Teffin is leaving.
Yeah, it's a bad idea to split the party, Keith.
Well, at this point, he's sort of pushing through the doors out to the main street. His form is going to very quickly shift into something a little more normal for the area.
This is where Teffin leaves the party.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm not
wandering away.
No more.
And I'm going to go find a general store. And I'm going to purchase enough paint to repaint the cart.
It's a good idea. I'm going to give you inspiration for that. Also, I would like to give you inspiration, Paul, for the cheetah move earlier. I just got distracted before I did that, but that was pretty awesome. So yeah, inspiration all around as far as that goes. Those were kind of awesome.
And then Teffin is going to spend the rest of however long it takes repainting the cart a completely different color, a completely different pattern. There's nothing I can do to. Well, actually, no. What I can do. What I'm also going to do once the paint is done, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to knock together little greebles and just like little boxes or just weird shapes that don't really do anything, and I'm going to stick them to the outside to break up the silhouette and make it look completely different than it did.
Nice. I love it. So, A, what do you look like now? And B, what do you paint this like? What are we going paisley? Are we going plaid? What are we doing here?
So,
ducks, like little like baby ducks.
No.
So what's the predominant sort of race that I've seen in the streets, or is it a little bit of a hodgepodge?
It's pretty mixed. In different districts, there are different kinds of an emphasis. This one is very much a hodgepodge because this is kind of like this is where a lot of business happens and where a lot of people come in from out of town on like so here especially there's a little bit of everything. In the dregs, it's definitely Renethri heavy. Going through the industrial district as you came into town, it would have been very like halfling and automaton heavy. On some of the other sides, like there are areas where there are like half giant, well not half giant, but like Goliath kind of.
What was the girl that was at the front desk last night?
I think she was just human.
Just human? Okay.
I don't think I said anything specific about her.
That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift into a human form, and the face is going to be kind of her face masculinized.
Okay. She's like, I have a long lost brother?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to go down, grab paint, and come back. So the paint color is just going to go like this deep forest green, and little bit of dry brush weathering to make it look like the paint is not like fresh paint. It's beaten and weathered and has been through it a little bit.
Keith,
yes.
Do you give yourself any tattoos?
No.
Okay.
Cool thought though. All right, so you guys are now in the spires, going back to a room that you don't have a key for?
Well, so as we step in, Eden, so everybody else is still invisible. Within, let's see, within 10 feet of Eden. And so he'll say, excuse me, I was here earlier. We left actually a message for our friends. I assume that they did not come here to get that. But that is sort of irrelevant. That can be thrown away. But could we perhaps rent the same room we were in before? This is the penthouse room.
It is vacant, yes.
Can we go ahead and get that same room? I would appreciate it.
All right.
It was very comfortable.
It's 325 gold.
All right, let's see. So he will pull out 159, and he will look at Thea, who is not there to anybody else's eyes, and be like, I'm a little short. Oh wait, he still has Paul's money too.
You do have most of Paul's money, which is 207 gold pieces.
So he's gonna hand Paul back 50 gold pieces in his
What's
little satchel. That's yours. That was the remainder after the gym. And he's talking again to nobody. And then he will hand the money to the desk clerk.
He pulls it back in. Who?
Can she hear us? Because Paul's talking.
Oh yeah,
I'm just wondering about that.
Yeah, she can definitely hear you.
And this is a different guy. Like this is the fellow that kind of relieved her this morning because she was so distraught and having such a rough go of it.
Yes.
How many of you are staying?
Three.
It's a voice out of nowhere. 3.
Who? He starts like.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want. Nope. You don't want to do that. At least 6. It's fine though. We will make room. So especially where he's heard the voices, he can make a.
Oh, okay. Wisdom save. Or
let's see. Oh, my phone just died.
What's the spell?
Major illusion.
He probably fails. Because he rolled an 8, but I'm not sure what to modify
he
with.
definitely fails.
Okay.
Because I've got
major
16,
image, you mean?
Yeah, you mean major image?
Yeah, sorry.
It's an investigation check.
Yeah,
so intelligence.
Yeah, and any physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion.
Which is why he was like, don't do that.
Alright. Could I have some account information? Just should something go wrong in the room that we need to pay for?
Oh, like last night?
Yes, exactly like last night.
You know, I was wanting to bring that up. Your security here is really bad.
Paul, can I?
Well, no, you can't see Paul.
No.
Not unless, I mean, you could make the investigation check to see through the illusion.
Okay, can I do that?
I mean, I'm just saying, we're trying to sleep here and people are breaking into our rooms.
16.
Like, is this a problem you guys have often?
Yeah, that's the DC is 16, so.
He's both concerned, perturbed, and a little scared. And you see him just kind of push the gold back. And he's like, I believe that you might do better to find another place for the night then.
You know what? I kind of agree with him.
Paul, here, have some food.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah, he can hear you too. It's fine. I promise we will be upstanding guests. My name is Eden. And you can rely upon my word. And I'm gonna cast suggestion.
Awesome. Is that a save on his part?
It is, yeah. It is a wisdom save. DC 16.
He just makes 16.
Nice.
I will, however, let you roll a persuasion.
That'll be better. What is my persuasion? Oh, guidance too. Sweet. Persuasion.
I just start handing Paul.
Plus 8. If his mouth is full, he can't talk, right? Okay. So plus 8. Plus a d4. That is a 26.
Oh, yeah. He is persuaded. He is hella persuaded.
My invisible friends, they are wonderful people. And perhaps you can meet them when they are less invisible.
So this is a temporary condition.
It is, yes. It's a magical effect that was given to us. It will wear off shortly.
But
like
they
really, really shortly. They will not be trouble, no.
Okay. I almost want to make you roll a deception check for that, but that's okay. To your knowledge, they will not be trouble. So
I've got a plus 8 to that one too. So
that's fair enough.
Yes, it will be fine. I'll actually come down and speak with you a little more concerning the specifics in a moment once I have them settled.
Very well. He hands you the key, and you can...
Actually, it's probably about now the spell drops.
There's just this whole room full, and just slightly before that, he's like, "I smell pickles." The spell drops. There are all of these people, and there's this automaton holding a lady, and a kind of like dizzied prince holding on to probably like Thea's arm.
Like I said, model citizens, don't worry about it. Like I said, I will come speak to you in a moment.
Is that, he points at the prince, and the prince just goes, "Nope."
Do not ask any questions. I will come speak to you shortly.
But I thought the prince was disguised.
I put a hood, like I pull his hood up, and I'm like, "Oh, it's time to go." And
he's in robes. He's in cleric.
Oh, that's
robes.
right. That's right. I kind of forgot.
But
yeah, never mind. He doesn't recognize him.
I will speak to you about it in a moment.
Hands you the key.
Thank you. And he will just sort of like usher everybody else up the stairs.
He keeps just tracking you with his eyes the whole way, and there is security kind of at the front, and he just kind of like waves them in to be there keeping watch of the front door.
Oh, so you do have security here.
Yep, Paul, they have security. They had, on your recommendation, they beefed up security. Up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs.
So yeah, you have your room back. It's ridiculous, and I love it.
Okay, you all get yourself settled. I am going to go assure them that we are not going to break stuff. Please don't break stuff. No, I think I'll be okay. Thank you, though. I think actually that Thea might need your help. What was that thing called? Getting the prince into his bath so that he can get rid of the pickle smell.
Prince just kind of looks over. It's like,
I not so subtly pull. I not so subtly pull Eden to the side and say, "Yeah, about that. I don't think we can trust her."
Can't trust Thea.
Well, she stole from me, and then tried to trade the stolen stuff back to me. She wants my shiny rock.
I tell you what, Paul, I will speak to her. I think that this is one of those cultural differences, because you and me, we understand that is wrong. But I don't think that where she is from, they understand this. I will show her, though, and we can then have this discussion, and we can decide if we can trust her. Because if she really is just stealing and is a bad person, we might have to kill her. But I don't think that's the case.
You say the words. You give me a wink, just a wink.
Yeah, please.
You just give me a wink, and I'll keep a close eye. If I get any bad vibes from her, I'll take care of it real quick. I got it.
But make sure that you wait for me to talk to her about this first, okay?
Well, I'm just saying, like, we've got the prince here. We need to protect the prince.
No, you're right. You're right. But I don't think she's going to steal the prince. I think the prince is safe because you are here. You will keep him safe. So let's not worry about killing her until after I talk to her.
I got it. No worries.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Paul, you're the best. Thank you.
Yeah, I pull my axe out.
Actually, Thea, can you come with me instead? Because I need to have a special talk with you.
Special talk, yes.
He's here alone with the prince.
Come with me, Prince. I've got you. I'm gonna keep you safe.
Gonna
Kessa
give you a
here.
bath.
It's fine.
Where did Tevin go?
He's outside. He didn't even come in.
Everything about this is so strange, and I love it.
And he'll just sort of look at Paul and be like,
I got it. Yeah.
The prince looks concerned.
That is. Oh, I will. I'll reach into my bag and pull out the sending stone, and hand it to him and be like, "You should probably call your wife."
Yes, thank you so much.
I will also tell her that I will speak with her in a little bit too to sort of explain the things that you were not there for.
That would be good because I am a little spotty on.
Oh, I can fill you in, Prince. I've got you.
Yeah. Good luck. I will see you in a minute.
Thank you.
All right, let's go downstairs, Thea.
So how does this conversation go? We'll start with yous twos, and then we'll go back up to Paul and the prince.
So I understand that you stole things from Paul, and I think he is rather upset about it and doesn't want to trust you.
Yeah.
So you should probably find a way to make amends.
I'm working on it.
All right, so here's what I told him. I said that I think that where you are from, that kind of like backhanded trading was not a problem, and so you should just tell him that I have informed you that that is not a good thing to do in our society, and that you will never do it again.
Thanks for giving me an out.
Yeah, with Paul you might need it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he was about to just kill me as soon as you left the room. So.
Yeah, so the other thing I might recommend is going and buying him alcohol. Maybe some food. As a gesture of good faith.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
He seems to respond well to alcohol and food.
Alcohol, food, and small animals. Yeah. Living ones and dead ones, both. Anyway. So here, have some... So he'll hand you the rest of the gold he has, which was all from Paul anyway. So he hands you another, 22 gold. It's like, just go buy him some nice things, and then he will forgive you.
So now you're going to buy my forgiveness
with his
my money for having stolen from me. Wow.
Eden, you agents of chaos. This is just so potentially disastrous. I mean,
No,
that's true. That's true. But wow.
Paul doesn't know what money.
There's a certain amount of large dishonesty here that is something else.
To be fair though, Paul gave him all of the money to buy the gem, and
that's
Eden just
true.
paid it out of pocket. So it's money from Paul's bag or whatever, but it was sort of party funds at that point.
Fair enough.
Eden doesn't feel bad about it anyway.
I'm gonna let you keep this, and I'm gonna buy my forgiveness gift for Paul with my money. To be fair, the majority of the money I have is money that you have given me, so...
Not that you didn't deserve it for your helping us and things, but...
Still, don't feel the best taking it, but I am really afraid that Paul's gonna, murder me in my sleep, so...
That's fair.
That's not Paul's style. He'll wake you up first.
No, he would wake you up first, yeah.
I guess that's fair.
Okay, well, I will see you soon. If you would also check on Devin and make sure he's okay, because he didn't come in.
Yeah, I was going to do that, and then it was just crazy with Paul and the prince and everything, but I'll grab my necklace and be like, Teflon, are you all right? Do you need anything?
I'm fine.
Do you need any help?
I don't want to go up to the room with Paul. Can I go please sit with you?
I'm just going to make sure that we're not followed anymore.
Is this on the group channel?
No.
Or just...
Well, I'm not. I don't know if...
No, I was just messaging you.
Then no, it's not.
That's good.
Well, he says we're not being followed anymore.
Okay.
You're gonna go down and talk to the front desk people.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm gonna go get. Does the place that we're staying, is there like a restaurant or something attached to it?
They have like a room service kind of a restaurant. They do have a bar. There's not necessarily like a sit down restaurant there. There are like meeting spaces that you can have the like room service food delivered for like events and stuff like that. But there's not like a restaurant. So for food, your closest options, unless you have room service delivered, would be it's not super crazy late yet. It's still kind of early evening. So while a lot of the craft vendors have packed up from the Vanishing Market, there are still food vendors and some entertainers outside. There are also, like, if you come out and pretty much just walk from the front of the Smeraldy Spires right for a ways, there is a section behind the library, a kind of shopping center area that has some restaurants in it, and just across the yellow brick road on the other side, you're into that section where you guys have eaten before in the dregs.
Okay. I'm gonna give you, I don't know, like what a fair, like how much you would need, but and just say like while you're downstairs, would you see if they would have like some room service delivered? I'm sure the prince is hungry. He's, probably not eaten for however long he's been dead.
Yep.
And Kessa seemed really tired, and so you'll just get like some room service for everybody, and then if you'll pick out a couple of special things that you think Paul would really like, and a special beer or two just for him, and have all that brought up to the room when you come back.
We'll do it. Are you going back up there?
I guess I need to.
There would be some people selling spirits in the Vanishing Market as well. That might be worth looking at. I don't know. And that's just right in front of the place.
Hang on.
Sorry.
That made me. No, not you guys. Sorry.
That's a great facial expression.
He must be talking to a child.
I don't think so, funnily enough. Because none of his none of his children are like old enough to have a conversation this lengthy with that much like understanding of what's happening. His wife might have just gotten home. Yes. That's what happened.
I turned the sound back on.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
Get me out of frame now.
And she brought me breadsticks.
Yeah. She's a good lady. Yes. You're still muted.
Sorry.
There you are. You guys will like those guys a whole lot when you come up and visit. They're the bestest people. You guys will do very well together.
My wife, at least, is the bestest people. I hold judgment on myself.
I think they're both the bestest kinds of people. This whole little gaggle right here, I'm quite fond of. I'm fond of. So many thoughts. Okay, what was going on before
We were just going downstairs discussing picking up food.
Yes. There are places that sell spirits, like local places that kind of like home distill and stuff like that sell their stuff in the Vanishing Market. You would have probably seen some of that out there today, so you would know that that was a thing that existed. I don't know if that's something that you would want to go out and do, but it is right in front of the spires, so it's not like it's not a lengthy trip.
Okay.
If Thea doesn't, then I will. If she's sending Eden to go get it.
No, I'll go get it. Because Kessa's up there, so hopefully she can keep an eye on Paul.
Should be great.
I can't imagine what would go wrong.
So yeah,
How do you just roll with this? Have you just been with him that long that? Yeah. Okay.
It's been a long couple of years. He's a good person, a really good person. He just has some quirks that I have learned to adjust to, and he makes good stories, and he helps to take care of me. He's kept me safe thus far, so I like him. It's sometimes a little difficult, but I like him.
That's great. Maybe one day I'll get there. And maybe one day he'll like me. We'll see what happens.
Just remember, lots of beer, you can't go wrong.
Lots of beer, I can't go wrong.
So you would be able to find there are whiskeys, there are different kinds of wine that are made from different sorts of flowers and different fruits, that some of which you've heard of and some of which you haven't. There are liquors you've not heard of before. Just a pretty wide variety. And at this hour, like pretty much if you need a sample of something, they'll give you a little tiny sample, as long as you look like you're legitimately an adult. So, you know.
I'm going to stay away from the flowery, sweet wine. I don't feel like that's Paul. I feel like he's... I mean, I want to say whiskey, but sometimes whiskey makes people crazy. Does he? I feel like, is there a tequila-ish? I feel like tequila brings out the best in people.
Makes your clothes fall off.
Yes, my personal experiences with friends with tequila have been like, that's the thing that makes people crazy. But hey, there is kind of an equivalency to tequila there. Kind of has that little, that sort of flavor profile. Also goes well with the accessories. Do your salt and your lime. Very accessorizable drink.
I'll get a nice-ish bottle of whatever the tequila-ish drink is.
It's for a nice-ish bottle, it's like a gold. It's pretty darn good. You could have gone
a good bottle of tequila then.
What's that?
Well, so we'll get like a good bottle of tequila, like a 10 gold bottle.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's real good. It's real good. Yeah, that's some nice tequila.
All right. And some salt and limes. Whatever.
You got it.
The equivalent of what?
Merc fruit.
There we go.
Yep. There's some salt and merc fruit. They have a couple of other accoutrements available. But yeah, easy enough to do. You are able to procure that, no problem. So now you have armaments for asking forgiveness. Yeah. All right. Back downstairs. What are you saying to the guy behind the counter?
No.
He's been patiently waiting for you to come back because he has so many questions that he's not sure if he wants to ask.
Okay, I can see that you have some questions for me. What
Yes.
is your first question? And then I will do my best to explain. What
Why
is your
were
most
they?
pressing question?
Why were they invisible?
Magic.
Not what I meant.
Because I know they were hidden from sight because one of them is how do you say this thing and Eden sort of stalling for a second is because he is, let me put it this way. You were supposed to let out the room that we are staying in to a very specific person, yes? And his entourage?
Yes.
Well, he's here but late. The one in the robes is not supposed to be in robes. We were sent to help him, and he wished not to be seen. And when somebody like that asks not to be seen, you do not ask questions. You do it. So.
Gonna roll an insight, even though I know you're not lying. It's a 3. He doesn't trust this, but you can kind of see that he's like, okay. And why is it that he does not want to be seen? Especially if he was already supposed to be here. It would not be unusual for him to be seen here.
No, but it would be unusual for him to be seen here, since the rest of his normal retinue.
And where are they?
Still back in the capital.
In a pickle barrel.
Have you heard news of what happened in the capital?
Bits and pieces, but not extensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not supposed to be here right now. We are going to be getting him home, but he's not supposed to be here right now.
Very well, very well. And of the angry voice, the little one. Why? What did you have to do with the thing that happened yesterday? Yesterday, there we go.
Oh, the thing that happened yesterday was not us. But he's my friend. Mm-hmm. We all have that friend. He is a very good guard. Which is sort of what was needed right now, but
Are you sure he does not get you into more trouble than he gets you out of?
No, I'm positive that he does. But he's also a really good guard. He handles the trouble very well.
Well, I suppose if you create a lot of it, you should probably be able to handle it.
He has become very proficient in handling the trouble he starts.
And the trouble he doesn't start?
He handles that very well, too.
Truly, do I need to be concerned?
I give you my word that you do not. Yeah.
It has been a long day.
Yeah.
I feel as though I am going to deeply regret this. But fine. Just don't make me regret this.
I will. I swear to you that if you are regretting it, it will not be on my account. I promise you this.
Much worried about your account as I am some of the other accounts of those traveling with you.
Which is fair. I will keep track of him. I promise.
Very well. Go sleep. Do whatever it is that you need to do. Don't wreck the room. No more broken glass.
I fixed that glass.
Yeah, there was no broken glass.
There was no broken glass.
Did you fix all of it? Because that requires you to have all of the pieces. I thought that there was something like you managed to fix most of it, but it wasn't totally
Well,
fixed.
they knew it was broken, but you went downstairs and like swept it up, and the guards were like, "This is a crime scene," and you were like, "This is my job."
Yeah, I went and got all the shards from the, I thought I got all of the shards from the courtyard to fix it. If I didn't, I didn't, but I thought I had.
At any rate, they would have known that there was broken glass at some point.
Yeah.
And they would be deeply confused about how all of that went down. Although I guess in that case, they wouldn't have been able to identify that it was that room. So you can scratch that. Sorry, my bad. But yeah.
No, I will make sure that we clean up after ourselves and everything as well. And that we will not break your hotel.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, it is fine. It is fine.
I just simply wish to perhaps order food and things delivered. Preferably nothing with pickling, salts or anything like that.
It's a strangely specific request.
You smelled us coming in, no?
Yes, I did. I assumed that it was not for a lack of liking pickles.
No, that was an unfortunate incident where someone was inside of a barrel of pickles, pickled. Anyway, we're working on getting that cleaned up in the bathtub right now. But yeah, if we could just avoid that, it might be for the best.
Yes, absolutely. Do you want to specifically order something, or would you prefer for me to choose on the behalf of...
Think fair for the one who is supposed to be staying there. As
Yes.
Whatever that takes, I will pay for.
Fair enough. And for the rest of you as well, I assume?
Whatever his retinue might have had, I'm not really sure. His pocketbooks are much bigger than mine, but he doesn't have his money right now. So I'm paying for everything.
The food is less expensive than the hotel, than the stay. So, it is
50
still...
gold cover?
Probably, yes. As long as there's no liquor added
No, I
to
think
it,
that's
yes.
being taken care of outside. There's only one bottle that they are purchasing as a gift. But
yes, we have very expensive alcohol, but while our food is expensive, it is not unreasonable for what it is. So, it should be fine.
Thank you. So he'll just hand over the last 50 gold.
All right. So, yeah, you have put in your order.
Money before I left. I just I didn't know how much to give you.
Oh no, it's fine.
I'll give you 50.
Cool.
Because Eden will earn it back as soon as he has a chance. But
all right.
I'm scared about this, but if I can, I'd also pick up a couple of bottles of wine too for Kessa and.
Yeah. There are various colors and all of that jazz. Is there something that you find particularly eye-catching? You can pretty much tell me what you find, and it can exist.
Oh my god, so much power.
You get to create your own form of wine.
Just a couple of nice-ish bottles of red wine. I feel like red wine would probably be good. Not the $9 bottles at the liquor store, but the $13 to $15.
That's a good range. It's yeah.
It's respectable to show up at a dinner party at someone's house with.
Yeah. Good deal. Yeah. So you pick that up, no problem. And make your way back in. Paul, while they're doing this stuff, how's it going upstairs?
All right, Prince, let's get you in the bath and get that pickle smell off you, and I can fill you in and answer all your questions.
I first have a question regarding why do I need help bathing?
No, I'm not going to bathe you. That's weird. Why would you even think that?
Because I was told that was what was about to happen, and I was very deeply confused, but I am more comfortable with that also not happening that way. So we're on the same page there. I like that.
Yeah, that's weird. You just get that out of your head. I'm not that kind of a gnome.
I'm not that kind of a me, so that's also fine.
I'm here to guard you and keep you safe.
Does that include you standing in the bathroom as I bathe?
Well, I mean, yes.
Well, that is awkward, isn't it?
I mean, It can be as awkward as you want it to be.
I would prefer for it to not be awkward at all, but here we are. We'll draw a bath. It's fine. He goes in and just starts drawing the bath water out, and there's a little shelf with various oils and things like that, soaps sitting on it, and he'll put some liquid soap into it, and it suds up all nice and fancy. It's a really nice big clawfoot tub. You can tell that he is enthused about hopefully not smelling like pickles anymore.
Who wouldn't be?
So, I have vague memories of what transpired. I remember being grabbed in the throne room and being taken away. I have flashes of memory after that, but I do not understand exactly what has happened. I have memory of where I was to an extent. But I'm very, very confused about pretty much most of what has happened from when he landed with me and now.
Sure. So we got sent to rescue you by the princess. And so we came after you, and then we found you in some pickle barrels, and you were all torn apart. So we paid someone some money, got a diamond, and put you back together.
Gather with Kessa's help. So that was a very abbreviated version, yes? How many days has it been between when I
don't know.
taken?
11.
It has been 11 days?
Yeah.
My goodness. I should, I'm going to attune to this right now because my wife must be losing her mind.
Sure.
So he takes the time while the bath is filling and all of that to, you kind of hear him like muttering back and forth with this rock. And after a couple of exchanges, he just like takes a deep breath in and sighs. Okay. So I have been told that I am to try to remain unnoticed for a couple of days to make sure that perhaps I am not being seen, being targeted again. So it might be good if people assume that I have stayed dead.
Sounds good to me. We were being followed on the way here. Maybe the people with the red stuff on their face might be trying to kidnap you or something.
People with the people with the red stuff on their face. We are in Emerald City, right?
I have no idea.
If we are in Emerald City, yes, we are in it. These are the spires. Of course, we are in Emerald City. Those are the city guard.
Well, then I don't think all of them are quite on the up and up.
Why do you say that?
Because they were following us once we saved and rescued you. You tell me, is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
Would not have.
That is actually sound logic.
Valid. I would not have assumed the town guard to have anything to do with Cochet. But I suppose it's not impossible.
Look, all I know is I was hired to keep you safe, to rescue you, bring you back in one piece, and I fully intend to get paid. So that's what I'm going to do. And if I got to kill every town guard in this city to keep you safe, I'll kill every town guard in this city to keep you safe.
Yeah, only when you know for sure that it is necessary. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but make sure that they really intend me harm first, perhaps. I would feel...
Anybody that's coming in here to try to take you, they're going down.
I suppose that's fair. Very well. I appreciate your vigilant guarding. Now, if you don't mind, perhaps turning around.
I do a full 360.
Would you be willing to face the wall while I get in the tub?
Sure. Which wall?
Anyone that is not pointed... That does not point your eyes to me. Like maybe that one, and he points like behind you.
Immediately turn to the wall.
He'll get undressed and get in the bathtub. All right, I'm covered now.
Okay, I don't turn back. I'm still staring at the wall.
You don't have to continue staring at the wall if you don't want to. I just wanted some amount of privacy, as I was nude.
Is there somewhere else you would like me to look?
And not particularly. Just you are no longer boxed in to having to stare at that corner. So feel free to do... I was about to say to do as you wish, but I don't know that is a wise thing to say.
Okay.
So
I pull some food in my pocket and then just start munching on it.
Like
you hungry?
Honestly, yes. He just reaches over.
I start pulling out rations and just handing them off.
I've never been this hungry in my life, honestly. And he will join you in snacks. Bath time snacks.
Ew.
So, what's it like being dead?
You know, the strange thing is, I am a little confused about that. I always believed there to be an afterlife, and I honestly still do. But I felt as though there was something keeping me in this place that was not the afterlife, but it was not life. Something that was just beyond my understanding. So while my body was most certainly dead, I don't think that my soul went where it was supposed to. So I don't know that I can answer that question well. I can tell you I vaguely remember some of the things about getting dead, and that was not fun. But...
Well, I've got a lot of experience with death. Not me personally, but, I've killed a lot of people.
So. Have your experiences taught you then?
It can be pretty messy. Well, you know that just as good as anyone, I guess.
You are correct. I did not...
Did they get everything attached properly? I was kind of wondering about that.
He kind of, lifts up his arms and... I think so. everything at least seems to be working properly. I am very sore in ways I have not experienced before. I anticipate that things will have to learn how to work again. As I learned when I fell on my face. But I believe that they did a good job in putting me back together again. We will need to. I usually have.
He's Humpty Dumpty.
People, yes. I usually have people that help me with such things, but I will need to. I will certainly need to procure something with which to appropriately thank Miss Kesa. There's not really a good way to appropriately thank someone for giving so much of themselves, but I must do something. Do you have any ideas? What was that?
Are you trying to give her a gift?
Yes. Literally right now, no. Not a damn thing. But also, even if I am to put my clothing back on and such, I don't believe that I have anything of value. I was snatched from mid-action.
I mean,
none of my valuables.
You could always give gold is always nice.
The woman has all she wants as far as that goes. I will have to think on this more.
I have this really cool rock.
What is your rock like?
It's just a really cool rock.
It's gonna haunt me.
I pull out the stone. I say, yeah, a wolf gave it to me, but I licked all the gold off of it. But I think it's still a pretty cool looking rock. I literally hand it over to him.
He holds it. It is a pretty cool looking rock.
Definitely been in his mouth.
And he has no idea. It is beautiful, but I would feel bad taking such a beautiful thing from you. You can kind of... You might be aware, I don't know, you can roll a perception if you'd like. He casts... He's identified it at this point. Whether Paul knows that or not would depend on if he...
Paul doesn't understand magic. He wouldn't... I don't think he does.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd pick up on it.
So yeah, he rolls it in his hands and says a few things under his breath. And it's like, I would feel bad robbing you of such a lovely thing. I feel as though it would be useful for you. If you would feel happy in me giving that to her, then I would not offend you by not doing so. It is lovely, and it would make a lovely gift. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the rock. It's a nice rock, but I could probably find another nice rock.
This is true. I tell you what, for right now, you keep this very nice rock. If I have any other ideas, I will approach those ideas. But if not, I will take you up on this offer because it is very nice.
Sure. No worries. And then I stick it in my mouth and like a little bit.
He kind of grimaces just a little. I am glad that you like it so much.
Does it taste a little bit like pickles?
Faint
Slight pickle flavor.
And then I put it back in my pouch. Just like
So Teffin, are there things going on your end while all of this is happening? You just painting?
I'm just painting and disguising the cart.
Okay.
Unless somebody, comes up to me and says something or stops me or whatever. That's all I'm doing.
Noticed. Yeah, nobody really notices other than the stable boy, who has now taken an interest in what's going on. It's like,
can I help you?
Oh, you'll have to.
That looks like fun.
Sure, if you want to.
Okay.
It is a sloppy job. He does not know how to paint for crap, but
That's okay.
He's thoroughly enjoying himself.
Like, you look different than the guy that was back here before.
What did he look like?
He looked like a clockwork dwarf. You don't look like a clockwork dwarf.
No, I don't.
So, do you drive this cart too?
Well, I'm going to, yes.
So what happened to the clockwork dwarf?
Oh, he and I are friends, and we take turns changing the cart and driving it around.
Where did he go? Where does he go when you trade? Does he just stay here?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay. You should ask him sometime. Maybe he needs a friend here. I don't have a lot to do. I could be his friend.
The next time I see him, I'll ask him where he goes and tell him that he should make friends with you.
Okay, I'd like that. I don't get along with the other kids so well, but I really like the horses, and people are nice and they give me money here, so I like to work here. And he should have a friend too. It would be sad if he was just staying someplace and didn't have a friend.
Claudius would adopt this kid.
Yes, he would.
I'll be sure to tell him.
Okay. And he just keeps on painting. So where are you from?
Oh, I'm from all over.
Where's your favorite part of all over?
I'll start. Okay. I'll think for a little bit, and then I'll start telling him a story about how I would drive a cart, not this cart, but another cart, all over a place called Kansas, and I would set up my shop and sell my wares to people who would be passing by, and I tell them the story about how there's this guy there that he and I are kind of friendly rivals, and we try to outsell each other all the time. And one day we were out sort of on the road, one behind the other, and this storm blew up and picked our wagons up and blew us away.
Are you telling me that you're Professor Marvel?
No. He's my rival.
I see.
So you got picked up by the storms in Kansas?
Yes.
That's really cool. I've never been picked up by a storm before.
It was kind of scary, actually.
Kansas kind of sounds scary.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I'd be scared of Kansas. But you were brave. That's cool. I like that. And that brought you here?
Not here, but kind of here. It dropped me off in I don't remember the name of the place we were.
Oh, the
capital?
The what?
The capital?
Yeah, the capital.
Yeah.
There is an actual name for it, but I think my map is over there somewhere.
But
Yeah.
but that's where that's the name that I tell him.
Did you fall out of the sky?
Yes.
Landed on a
That's
witch.
really cool. That's really, really neat.
Yeah, I landed in a hay bale. It was actually pretty soft. So, and I'm glad for that, because if I had landed like hard, it probably would have broken the wagon.
I like your wagon. It looks different now, though.
Yes, it does.
So you've just got this kid that's gonna kind of chitter with you all night.
That's fine, and I
Pretty
will
much as long as you let him, he will talk to you.
and that's fine. We'll just chat back and forth and until the wagon is done. So, okay, and I'm going to go in and get some rest now. Thanks
Okay.
for your help.
I
And
like helping.
And I'll flip him a gold piece.
Thank you. Good night,
Good night. What was your name, by the by?
Nico.
Nice to meet you, Miko.
It was good to meet you too. What's your name?
Teffin.
Teffin. I like the name Teffin. That's a good name. I'll remember that name. What was your friend's name? That way, if I hear, I can go and try and make friends.
His name was Teffin too.
Neat.
Yeah,
I've
I thought
never
it was
heard that
kind of
name
neat.
before. And now I've heard it twice. That's cool. I like that. Okay. I like people named Teffin.
I do too.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
He just kind of shuffles back off into the stable. So you guys are kind of you guys end up kind of getting back into the room at some point through the evening. Paul is still in the bathroom with the prince, and the the ladies are kind of propped on the couch. Bim is kind of off to one side, just gently kind of running her fingers through Kessa's hair. And Kessa's just sort of like halfway asleep, but not quite, just sort of recouping a little bit. And her eyes open as you walk in, kind of popping to a more conscious state to get the idea of what's going on, kind of coming back into her surroundings. You're, we're okay here? Everything is all right with the man below? Good.
Has there been any, like, screaming or anything from the bathroom?
No?
Just making sure. Alright, I will go knock.
Yeah, so there's a knocking on the bathroom door. What was that?
Occupied.
Oh. Okay. Is everything okay?
It's fine, given I have a bathing company. Doesn't think about how this sounds.
Paul, you weren't supposed to get into the bathtub with him. You were supposed to help him into the bathtub and then make sure nobody else came in.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
No, he's not in the bathtub with me. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Hold on,
that's
wait.
good.
Do I need to be in the bathtub?
No, please.
No, I think that's okay, Paul. Although I do need to talk to you. I talked with Thea, and we need to have a discussion, you and I.
Oh, okay. I get it. Excuse me, Prince. We have to go take care of something really quickly.
Yep,
I open the
that sounds
door.
about right.
Here, come into this room and we can discuss.
No, I got it. I understand.
No, I think we need.
So, are we doing this in here, or should we? You think outside?
No, I think you and me need to have a talk real quick. Thea actually.
A strategy? Yeah, I get it. It's a good idea.
Yep, let's come in here. So he shuts the door behind them in one of the other rooms. So Thea, like I said before, I thought that she might have come from a different culture. She didn't know that what she was doing was bad, but now she knows. I told her that it is bad. And she is really, really sorry. And she said she will never do it again. And you know how I use magic and things? I made sure she wasn't lying with magic. So I know that this is true.
Magic of sense.
She does feel really bad, and she said that she was going to go and get you some things to make up for it because she feels really bad. Has she not come back in yet?
So what you're telling me is we're not killing her.
I think we should probably not do that now. Because she
So
feels really
disappointed.
bad and doesn't want to do it again. And she also, I think, is going to buy you some really nice beer because she feels bad.
We don't want any nice beer from her. She tried to steal from me. No,
Right,
wait. She stole from me. She did steal from me.
She did do that, but she also feels bad about it. So she wants to say sorry.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Listen, I won't pretend that I understand all the magic crap that you guys do and whatever goes in your head and all the stuff. Like I don't get it. I don't get the magic and the numbers and the spelling stuff and I get it. That's not my thing. So if you're telling me that we're not killing her, then fine. Won't kill her. But I'm just saying, I'm watching her.
No, I think that is a good idea. I think, frankly, you should watch all of us. Because this Crochet, his magic and stuff, could make us do bad things too, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen.
Sure.
So we need to be very careful. So you maybe keep an eye on all of us.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, if I see anything questionable,
you tell me. Yeah, and we'll take care of it.
So, okay. All right. I'm going back to the bath.
Paul, I just want to say thank you for being my friend. I know that it is not always fun, but thank you.
Yeah, don't get all feely on me. That's weird.
I won't. Don't worry. I know. Hey, do you have any more jerky?
I'll pull out some jerky.
Thank you. Hard to be mad at a guy when he gives you jerky, right?
I need to restock on my jerky soon.
Yes. Thea, you're coming back in at this point too.
And Eden just gives you the biggest wink, like, we're good.
You're not gonna die.
Huzzah. I go back into the bathroom and shut the door and stand there with my axe protecting the prince again.
You've done very well. I am very tired now.
Don't fall asleep in the bathtub.
I believe that I will rinse everything down one more time and see if I can depickle just a little bit more. But I think I am done soaking for now. If you will, is there a robe out there that you could grab for me? I did not think to check before, and usually these places have such things. This one particularly, I believe, has some nice linens for the bath, and I don't want to put back on my pickled clothing.
I just start searching every drawer, regardless of how small or big it is, trying to find something.
So there's not a drawer in here, but there would be out in the main area, and you'll find several big fluffy robes.
Okay, yeah, I'll go grab one and bring it to the prince.
Yes, and he will have you turn and face the wall again.
Wait, this wall or which wall this time?
Yes, the one from before. Yes.
Okay.
And he'll get out and dry off and wrap himself in the robe. I believe I will step out now. If you can. You don't have to stand in the bathroom anymore.
Listen, buddy, my job is just to keep you safe. You go where the heck you want. I'll just keep you safe wherever you are.
Fair enough. And he'll come back out into the common area where the rest of you guys are.
I ordered food for everyone. It should be here shortly.
Perfect, beautiful. I thank you for your care and concern and for all of the trouble that all of you have gone to. I appreciate it most heartily. And also, I apologize, my lady, for my current state of undress. He addresses Thea with that. It's like, this is not something that I would ever feel is appropriate, but also I am very tired of smelling pickle.
How big is this guy? Like, is he fairly thin, tall, short?
A little bit taller than Eden, because Eden's
so
kind of...
he's really tall then.
Eden's
fairly
I forgot.
Tall.
Yeah, he's okay. So maybe like roughly the same height as Eden and a bit broader. He's got an athletic build, but not like a super strong build. More agile and dexterous, but he's not crazy lean. He's still got some bulk to him.
If you like, I think I have some clothes that I could give to you.
That would be most welcome, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Let me get that for you. Yeah. And so Eden will go into his bag and pull out some clothes that he thinks he can modify a little bit at least to fit. Although they may be a little bit tight on the shoulders.
Okay. So yeah, he's quite pleased that he has clothes on Lend that don't smell like pickles now. I spoke with Maria. She will be joining us tomorrow at some point. Or me, I don't know what your plans are. She has asked me to lay low. I am to stay nearby with Kesa until we are able to meet again and decide where to go from here. She's told me to stay out of sight in case we are still being targeted.
We're totally being targeted by the people with the red paint. I'm telling you.
I am concerned about this. So the thought is that the guard is that the palace guard is working with Koche the Deathless?
I have no idea. All I know is they were following us after we saved your life and brought you back. And if you ask me, that's more than a coincidence.
That is fair. I'm concerned.
We noticed them following us before, but we weren't exactly welcomed into the city either. So.
They weren't exactly welcome into the city. What do you mean by this?
What happened when we came into the city?
I said they had red shit on their face. They told me
Paul happened when we came into the city.
Paul is what happened. Okay. I will gesture to.
I see. He kind of there's an elevated eyebrow situation. That
If
is fair.
someone is coming here to meet you, we should probably just lay low until. Is it your wife? Is that who's coming to the city?
Yes, Maria. The woman you spoke with before, yes.
Oh, awesome. Does that mean we're getting paid?
I don't know the details of that. But perhaps I'm sure if you are owed money for a job, then I am sure that she will pay very soon, whether here or asking you to come back to the palace. Either way, but yes, I'm sure that you will be paid soon. Is what I.
Well, good, because we got another job we got to take care of soon.
So the job. Was I the job before?
Yeah. Save your life.
So the next job is what?
We got to kill Cachet.
I see. Well,
any insight you have, anything you remember would be greatly valuable.
Well, my memory is in snippets, little cut strips here and there. I do have some memory there, past the wall, when we passed that. He has a keep there, but it is linked also to other places. I remember seeing him disappear through doorways that looked like they led to a whole different world. Perhaps a different plane. So he is not limited to the space in the keep from the keep. We went through a very dark forest, many creatures there that I have not seen before. Very. It was like rot, like death and viscera. It is a strange place. None of the vegetation looks right anymore. And there were servants at his sides, two that I know of. I don't know of specifics beyond that. I know some rough details of the layout I can perhaps draw for you. Of the keep.
Sure, that'd be great.
The forest I was in and out much of the time, and I don't know that the rendering would help. But also, it might. It could be a very dangerous task. Are you sure that you are ready for such an undertaking?
I mean, why not?
Know what choice we have to be ready for it or not.
Yep, Eden needs to kill this guy, so we're going to kill him.
I wish that Eden were still here. This seems like a conversation he would want to be in on.
Well, we could eat and rest and discuss this tomorrow with fresh eyes.
I think that would be a wise decision. We will stay here for the night. He'll turn to Kessa and just kind of like touch her shoulder and be like, "I am sorry that I have kept you from your home this evening. I am so grateful for all that you have done, though." And she kind of sits herself back up with Bim's help and kind of nods her head. "It is my pleasure. I am sorry that you befell such a fate. But I am glad that I can see my friend again, alive and well." About that time, someone knocks at the door. And
pull my axe out.
Yep.
Who is it?
It's just room service. It's food, Paul. We ordered food.
It's room service. There's just a little timid voice on the other side.
I'll step in front of Paul and open it.
So there's a young Renethri woman who kind of has this huge cart of food. They kind of went a little bit all out because this is the prince and he's got other people. They pulled out a lot of the stops to make sure that everything was to the satisfaction of the prince. So there is like there are a few roasted hens. There are like mashed tubers that would be kind of similar to mashed potatoes, but it looks like they've got like weird little colorful herbs and whatnot integrated into the mix. There's just all kinds of things, breads and dried fruits and cheeses and sausage and roasted vegetables, just a spread. There is a hefty spread here. Little dessert pies that are little, like, 4-bite pies. Just a ton of stuff. And she wheels it in and gives you a polite bow. Is there anything else that we can bring you?
No, I think this is everything. Thank you so much.
This
and I'll tip her a gold.
Oh, awesome. She gives you a nod, and the prince gives her a bow and is like, "Thank you very much for your help, ma'am." And she kind of goes off and disappears behind the door, closes it very softly behind her. And the prince is freaking ravenous, so you see him just tear into one of those things.
Right before she closes the door behind her on her way out, this human figure actually kind of looks a little familiar. This human male looks like he might be the brother to the desk clerk. Sort of pushes his way past her into the room. He's got this great smear of green across his face and down on his clothes. He turns and closes the door behind him, and when he turns back, it's Teffin. He strides across the room to the cart, grabs one of the hens, and goes into the bathroom and closes the door behind him.
So you changed back into the clockwork version? Okay.
Yeah, into the clockwork dwarf version.
Okay.
So, point of order, as you push past this woman, she doesn't know who the heck you are, but you're pushing past her, and she doesn't know what that means if you're safe to be in there. So she like actively kind of throws herself between you and the door. She has no defenses. She's not security. Like he came in from the other side, having been in the stables and whatnot. So, like the fellow, assuming that he was with all of you guys, let him through because he was with your party. But yeah, she didn't know any of that. So she just kind of throws herself in between you and the door and gets rather belligerent about not letting you through to the room.
They're my friends.
Is this true?
Is he clockwork dwarf or is he green paint face guy?
Would you have turned into the dwarf again?
Not
already?
Yet, no.
I don't know this guy. Pull out my axe. Who are you? What are you doing here?
She starts like just trying to shove you backwards as best she can. She's really weak, so it's probably not going to go well for her. They have roll me. I guess roll me an opposed strength check. This is not going to go well for her. Kitchen staff, man. The kitchen staff are. Oh no, that's real bad. That's a 6.
Roll the 9.
Yeah, so you see she's given it all she's got trying to shove him backward away from the door. And he ends up like ultimately being able to shove past her, so she just starts like she's not good at fighting. She's not here to fight. That's not her thing. So she's just trying and like hurting her hands against him. It's not going well.
So where she can't see it, I'm going to his face is going to shift back to Teffin's and then back to the other one. Hoping that somebody saw, hoping that my friends caught that.
Or we were just like the door hadn't closed yet, so we were
apparently.
the food part.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to shove past her to get into the room, so the door would not have been closed yet.
Okay. I'll take a good look at him, and I'll say, what's your horse's name?
Quimby.
He's our friend. You can let him in.
Didn't know that before?
Well, the paint on his face, I wasn't sure.
I look up. The paint?
Yeah, he's all this paint on his face.
But it's a different face.
No, it's just because of the paint.
You're sure that this is okay? This is... Your Highness, is this a friend?
Oh, he doesn't know.
He hasn't met him yet. It's... This is our friend Teffin. It's okay for him to come in.
Oh, Teffin? Oh, yeah. All right, I forget. Yeah, no, he's good.
As long as all of you are okay, then. She gives a little bit of a bow and then, like, side eyes as she rounds the corner. And then all of the other stuff happens.
And then closing the door, turning back into Teffin, Clockwork Dwarf on the way, grab into the bathroom, close the door.
Is that the only bathroom in the...
I think each room has like kind of an ensuite bathroom.
Okay.
I want to say that that's what I said.
I think that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
After Teffin goes into the bathroom, I look at the Prince and I'm like, this is why magic like always causes problems, like all the time. Like we're seeing these kind of issues all the time with these magic folks.
It is a problem, yes. Magic has caused me quite a significant amount of trial as well, I will not lie. But it's also really cool shit sometimes. He kind of like leans in and chuckles, kind of still getting a read for like the kind of person Paul is, and trying to play on that some. I feel like sometimes it's worth some of the trouble.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It just seems like it causes a lot more trouble than it's worth sometimes.
It is perhaps true. I don't know. I don't know that I would give it up, what little I have, though. Certainly not what Maria has. She's very, very skilled. in a multitude of ways. Oh, geez, I didn't realize how late it was for you guys. It's like 1. So yeah, we will. I feel like this is probably a good spot to end, and we will, I guess, do this again in a couple of weeks, seeing as February got kind of off schedule and we're playing February's game in March. So, we'll check and see.
Whatever works for you guys, let us know. We'll coordinate.
Cool. Well, you guys get some rest, because I know you've got a busy, evening.